Welcome back to another episode of Culturally Rooted. Look, you know what time it is, but look, before we get started, let me just introduce the table real quick. To my right, I got my cousin in the house.
Bumba Clyde!
Hey, say what's up. Hey, across from me, I got Superman in the house.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
You better take slow motion.
Hey. But hey, the guest.
Yes, sir.
This should have happened a long damn time ago, but
You ain't
look, we
lying.
here now.
Who we got, cousin?
Entrepreneur, business owner, father,
Tongan? What?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Tease up all the way,
Hey.
but look,
Who we got, cousin?
the one, the only, Hailame Kinikini.
Let's
Yes,
go.
sir.
Man, I've been waiting for this invite.
Man.
I've been waiting for this invite.
Hey.
Holiday 6 months ago, you came up to
We're
me.
gonna
We
talk about
exchanged
We're
numbers.
going to talk about
Hey,
it.
I've
TJ.
still been
Let him
waiting.
know.
Hey, we're going to talk
Let
about it.
him
Hold on.
know.
Malo. See, that's TJ.
TJ.
TJ got us. Yeah.
Right.
With
Let
the
him
hook
know.
up, baby.
Let him
That's
know.
what family's for.
Yeah, give the shout out.
Let him know. Let him know.
Look. Come on, cousin.
Lambe, look, we've been waiting for this. The people been waiting for this. We have you here, but look, on Culturally Rooted, Togo, it's the roots.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's go all the way back.
What?
Yup.
Feedback.
Start it off for us, Togo. Where
Back
were you
time.
born?
Right.
Who are your parents?
Yep.
Where are they from?
Love it.
Yeah.
Where were you from?
Start
Love it,
all the
love
way
it.
from the roots, love me.
So all the way from the roots. So first and foremost, well, I guess before that, man, I genuinely I appreciate you guys having me on this show. Like I've been a fan for a long time. I'm not the type to like reach out and be like, "Hey, can I be on your podcast?"
feel you.
And so
No, I
but
feel
I appreciate the stars have finally aligned. And as soon as TJ texted me, I was like,
Shout out TJ. Shout out TJ.
Honors
like,
ours,
hell
Togo.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
I hate him, but shout him out.
Because someone lost the number, so we gotta reroute. But we here now. So we good.
Here, we
Oh,
here.
What he's saying is he fumbled the bag.
yeah.
Hey, I believe in right timing.
Fumble.
And the timing is right.
Right timing.
Sorry, you got you now.
Hey, we here though. We here.
Yes, sir.
But first off, yeah, I'm a Kinikini. So
The
my
family.
grandparents, I'm a Kinikini. I'm a Bloomfield. I'm a Vea. And so I'm the grandson of Hailame Nesita Vea, or Hailame and Ana Vea, excuse me. And then Daniela Nesita Kinikini. And then my parents are Lyle and Linda Kinikini. And so we grew up, I'm the second oldest of 8. A lot of people know my parents because my dad was, going back to roots, he was one of the first full Tongan physicians to become a licensed physician in Utah. So everybody knows him as Dr. Kinikini. So he's the doctor.
Kinikini.
Yep. So that's my roots.
God damn.
Yeah, but
hold
that's where
on.
it all started. So go ahead.
Is your dad still alive?
Yeah, Lyle.
We gotta get him. We gotta get.
He
gotta
would
get
love
him.
to come on. Yeah, he would
Because
love-
do you know of another Dr. Langi
yeah.
in
yeah.
Provo?
So
Yeah, we gotta tell their stories, bro.
Yeah,
because I'm
but-
saying to be the first
The first. You said the first?
cousin.
yep, first psychiatrist. Yep. So
Tongans was doing that back then.
That's what I'm. Look, we're gonna get in. Hold on, cousin.
See, but look, that kind of explains the way he thinks why he thinks.
Right, the way that's what we're
You're
gonna
not
get into. Right.
Oh, yeah,
The
we'll get
roots-
into
Hey,
that.
the apple don't fall. Come
on.
You know what I'm saying?
So you, where were you born?
So I was born in the island of Idaho.
You know what?
Okay.
I was born in Idaho. We were passive. I think my dad was going to BSU at the time. And so, but yeah, a lot of people are surprised by that. I'm the second oldest of 8. And my dad had a journey, but it started in Idaho with me. A lot of my childhood grew up in Salt Lake, Glendale, Rose Park area.
Glendale Rose Park.
Yes, sir. Area, baby.
One to the soil.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
But my dad's work took us all over. Well, his schooling really, and so I grew up most of my like high school ball, everything like that, or all the way up before my mission was in California, Bakersfield, and so I was kind of all over the map. Yeah, so it was a big town.
yeah, I know that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hold on though.
Hey, yo, look, before we start cooking in this episode, we just want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor. Look, I got a few products in front of me right now. We got the traditional Kava right here, but what we also got is the micronized version. So if you don't know what this is, you don't need that strainer no more. This one, you just throw it in with the water, mix, you good to drink right there. So look, we got all types of different products. Plug in with Kava and use the discount code CULTURE to get 10% off.
Or you got the gummies here. It's GMO, gluten-free. It's all natural. I popped one in just recently. It's very good.
Look, if you don't mix Kava, you don't got all day to sit in a circle, you don't want to do what cousins got, you're not into gummies, well, check this out. I got something even better for you. I got guava and I got iced tea. It's extract. You got to mix an ounce of this with 5 ounces of water, and you wait 15 minutes for it to take over, and then you can start serving it. So what I'm saying is, this is already Kava. Shout out Calm with Kava for messing with Culturally Rooted. Like Cousin said, use the promo code CULTURE to order you some. And we got a saying, if you want to stay
If you want to stay rooted, culturally rooted, stay rooted with Calm with God.
And back to the episode.
just to go back a little bit about your pops real quick.
Yep.
Where did that come from? Where did that educational mind and thing come from for him to be like, look, I'm not climbing no coconut trees. So, yo, I want to do this. Because to me, at that time, you choosing anything else than everybody else is doing, you get laughed at a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, people probably laughed at him and said, a doctor? He wants to be a doctor. Like, hey,
He thinks he could do the dream.
then-
Good luck.
huh? So I'm just, you know what I mean? I just want to ask you, I mean, like, where did that come from? Was his family or did he just see the vision or something?
I think a big part of it comes from, and a lot of people that watch and follow, and a lot of people know, or maybe they don't, the Kinikini line, right? It all started with
You ain't like, y'all come
with
from.
the OG, right? Mula Kinikini, right?
Right.
Back in the day, a lot of people don't know his story, but he wrote his journal while he was in Tonga in English. And in one of his very first journal entries, he legitimately says in that journal entry, I'm going to write this journal in English because I have a vision that my posterity will be speaking English and will be reading this from the Americas, right? And so this is a man that's OGs, one of the OGs that eventually made it to the rock, off the rock to here, right, to the motherland. And I think a lot of that came from him, because then you look at, fast forward to my grandpa Teni, right? He took his family and they uprooted and they went to Idaho. That's what took us to Idaho. My dad grew up in Idaho. And if you ask him, then he always says, my grandpa always says, like, hey, I moved out there because I wanted to trail my own path, right? I wanted to travel on my own path. So he went out there, middle of Idaho. He was literally one of the OGs. Now there's a pocket of Polynesians out there. And it was because of him. He was one of the OGs. He was like, I'm just going to pick up, go live somewhere else, and I'm gonna make my own path, right? And taking a Tongan family in the middle of Idaho, back in the day, you know,
That's crazy.
Something crazy.
it's very crazy.
Something crazy with you.
It's a lot, and people
It takes
don't give
a lot of, come on, that's what I'm trying to say,
100%.
bro. It's not
100%.
easy for you to
100%.
pick up and leave something that you're comfortable in.
Yep.
But the vision is bigger than what you think. You know what I mean? When God tells you to move, you move. It don't matter if you're comfortable or how much riches you got. You get up and move.
And I think, we often, I think people don't give credit to the OGs, especially the ones that came from the island.
Come on, man.
They don't get it. I mean, imagine going somewhere with your family and living there before, you don't know any English, you don't know the primary language, and you just got to figure out how to survive.
See,
right?
look, since we're already here, I was going to save this conversation for later, but since you brought it up, I'm going to say it right now. What you're doing, Doug Fiafia, Kolo, Tuyaki, I'll name some names, you know what I mean?
Yep.
What y'all doing is what our ancestors and our parents had visions when they left
Absolutely.
left the rock.
I really believe
So to me I want to tell you, man, thank you for doing that. Because to me, that's huge for our culture, bro. Because to me, when they left the island, it wasn't, oh, let's just go over there and they'll be okay. No, they had a vision. They were like, look, if we go to this island, they're going to take it further.
Yeah.
And what y'all doing, man, is exactly what they envision. I was going to save that for later, but we already on the topic, and I want to say that to you. I mean, keep up what you're doing, bro, because
Appreciate it.
I got sons that are Tongans that are going to be like, well, I don't want to just do yate.
Yeah.
What other Tongans are doing something different?
Yeah.
They can look you up now
Yeah.
and be like, well, how the hell did he do it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, bro, and it goes back to that.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to make your ancestors proud of them, do other shit that no one else is doing.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what your grandpa and parents did when they went to Idaho.
Yeah.
It was, we're gonna do this because it's not normal, but the vision is bigger than what we believe in.
Yeah. I think one of the greatest strengths I've had in building my business is my identity in terms of I mean, I've always known where I come from. You know?
Oh, you got the sleeve, dog. Like,
That's
come on,
100%.
man. Like,
100%. And
that's
like,
your uniform. When people see that, oh, he's poly.
100%. And that was a big reason why I got it, right? I got this later in my life, especially as I started to pick up in my career because I wanted to wear my heart on my sleeve, right? And that's what this is to me, right?
No hiding, huh?
100%. And I feel like that people underestimate like the value of having a clear sense of where you come from, of the roots, right? And like that to me has served me very, very well in any room I step in, right? Because I can speak to the fact that my grandfather, he came here to live the American dream, and that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. You know what I mean? And like the motivation of that is just like honestly, it's an unfair advantage in my opinion, because I'm outwork this dude next to me because he didn't come from where I come from. You know what I mean? He don't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. You know what I mean?
You don't know
And
the
like,
struggle my people went through
man.
to get here.
And like,
You tell me you gonna outwork me?
and it's so funny because sometimes we look at these OGs, you know, and they're, you know, when you go to family reunions, they're just, you know, they're all just happy-go-lucky. Those are some of the greatest entrepreneurs that this world has ever seen. We often discredit what it was like to come from an island, go to a foreign land, and build a life.
No language.
In a lot of ways, that was harder than what I've done. I really believe that. I really believe that. And like, and that's truth. And to me, like, I feel like I'm here because I'm standing on the shoulders of giants, right? That's why I feel like I'm here. And
Man, look, hold on. No, bro. Stop. You're gonna make me cry and shit. Look.
You gotta go back.
Man, hold on, bro. Hey, you talking like, hey, I just want to cool it down a little bit because we on fire right now, bro. Man, you got me going crazy talking about that because you're right, man. We don't give a lot of credit to the old people. We see old men, we're like, man, he's crazy, or but we don't know, have no idea what that man's journey was. To come without him, it wouldn't be you, Lemon.
100%.
Without your grandpa, it wouldn't be you to sit here now with us and talk.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Without our grandparents.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so to us, that's what we started Cultures Rooted, was to talk about our roots, and our roots is them.
Yep.
Without their story, how can we get yours?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Their story is as important as everybody else's. And that's what we finna start doing.
Hey, hold up. Let me cut in here, though, real quick. Because look, a lot of the polys, at least the Tongans, I want to say, if they ever migrated, a big part of it was church. Huh? Huh? Can we talk about that part? Just real fast.
His last name speaks that, though.
Yeah.
His last name speaks that generation.
You in Utah, and you was in the Tongan state.
Come on, cousin.
You had to hear the name Kinikini. But look, I'm just saying, because just the mindset alone is hard. They had already believed in something that they never even seen.
100%.
That's called
Something's
faith to me.
there. I don't know the language. I don't know how to work. I'm not even education.
Talk your shit, cuz.
But I'ma go.
Yep.
But look, I'm saying it because of religion. Sometimes in our religion, we know this. I got inspired. I felt prompted. God said go, so I'ma go.
Yep.
Huh?
That's where it started, man.
You think a lot of it was religion, though?
100%. I think 100%. And I feel very blessed to come from a family line that were ones that, first and foremost, they feared God. You know, it's like, you know, Tongans are prideful in two things, right? Their family and who they are, and their faith.
Amen.
Right? God and their family. That is where we come from, right?
I mean, it's in the writing in our thing, you know.
100%.
Like, there's no other place in the world that says for God first. You know what I mean?
And there's a spiritual connection there that has led our people here. That's why, you know, we talk about the American dream like it's a financial pursuit. And in some ways it is, right? But for us, it was a journey of faith, right? Because of where I come from, because of the heritage we come from, coming here to America, it almost wasn't just like a pursuit of a career or better life.
Right.
It was really destiny. It was faith realized. It was us realizing, like, we didn't just show up because this is the best place to have an opportunity and create that. We show up.
We were meant to be here.
We were brought here by Heavenly Father, frankly. Like, and man, when you have that in your head, how are you going to fail?
Why?
Like, how are you going to fail when you have a clear sense of like your roots and the purpose at which your ancestors came here? Like, how can you fail, right? And that's why it's funny because this tattoo, like for me, there was a big conflict because I was like, man, should I get a tattoo? Like, is that the right thing?
Right.
100%. It was like it was a real conflict for a long time. But honestly, I had a confirmation, especially with the platform that I am now on, right, is that I needed to be able to like show people and to represent my roots and where we come from. So this was a very spiritual decision. This right here is a very spiritual symbol to me, right? This is my temple, and I had to continue to enhance my temple and to show where we come from, right?
Right.
And those things are inevitably connected. They're inevitably connected, right? And what's funny is like the guys that I see fail, especially in our community, are the ones that lose that sense of purpose because
Tell them to be careful.
oh man, should I say names? I was just playing. I was just playing. I'm playing. Nah.
No, but you right on that though.
Yeah, and that's part of our identity as especially Tongans.
Right.
God is your identity.
Right.
Like
We're losing
he
that.
is. He
We're losing
really
that.
is, and we're losing it, man. And like it's funny because it's like, man, like that's the whole reason we're here. It's the whole reason our ancestors came, right? It was a journey of faith, right?
Amen.
And so to me, I just feel very blessed. And like frankly, there's a lot of things I don't feel like I can take credit for. I feel like Heavenly Father has just like guided me to these opportunities, and I've just been thankful to say yes. Right?
But why? Hey, but let me ask you this though. Why? Let me be careful.
Yeah, come on.
Why you believe so much in Heavenly Father? Why you believe so much in this guy that you ain't never seen, never talked? I mean, you talked to him, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. I mean, why do you rely everything on this person?
Yeah.
That nowadays you bring him up and people laugh at you.
Yeah. 100%.
But why? Why?
You know, I think there was a friend of mine. He was a college roommate. He said this to me this was like years ago. And he was like, you know, Polynesians, they are blessed with the gift of faith. Ooh. And like, it took me a long time to like really understand that, right? But over the years, what I've understood by that is that, and this is, I talk about myself, right? I feel like I have always been gifted with just a clear sense of like faith in God, right? And granted, that doesn't mean I've always lived the gospel, because I haven't, right? I haven't.
You're normal.
We're human. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I've made mistakes.
I like how you get that now.
Yeah.
But what I can always say growing up is I never doubted that God was real. Ever. And that is a gift of our heritage. Like, no matter, like, and there's a lot of us that are not living, like, you got a lot of uncles, you got a lot of aunts that are just doing crazy stuff. But I bet you go and you ask them, is God real? They'll tell you yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They will tell you yes.
Yeah.
And that is something that our people have been gifted with. We are people that have the gift of faith. Right? We've never doubted. And that has carried us literally over the seas. Right?
Hold on.
Brought us
Let me
right
say
here.
something. And I'm just going to say it because we on here. Look, I've had a conversation with one of my good friends. Right? It's cousin's brother, older brother. Vox. What's up, Vox?
Gosh.
But he brought up something interesting when we were talking. And he said, do you think about it? When Tongans came out here, they started the church, right? From a little state church, right? To what it is now. Yeah. And I said, okay. And he said, how come any other race couldn't do that?
Yeah.
And then I said back, I said, what do you mean by that? Yeah. He says, there was Mexicans out here. There was Samoans out here. There was Fijians out here. Why was it the Tongans? And I said, I don't know. And he says, because we had faith.
Yeah.
We knew if we started this little thing here, but we never knew it was going to be the way it is now. But if you look at the Tongan wars, the states, it just got bigger and bigger. And he says, because of our faith.
Yep.
He said, nobody else has faith like us to do that.
Yep.
And it makes sense by you saying it right now, because when he was saying it to me, I said, you're crazy. First of all, cheers. We're both drunk. First of all, you know what I mean? Take this shot. And second of all, I'll text you and tell you you're talking some bullshit. But just talking with you right now,
100%. Yep.
he was 100% correct on what he said.
Yep.
Because I look at it now and said, because I go to a ward, Sunset 12 Ward.
Whoop.
Yep.
Hey, OG.
And that was the first. That was the first for us in Provo.
Yeah.
And the way I see the stage,
It's like
now,
the Utah County Liberty War.
come on, man.
Okay.
G-Wall.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
When it started.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do you see the way it gets? So to me,
100%.
is you're 100% correct, man. But why? Why are we so faithful like that?
See, now
Is that could be a bad thing too, right?
yeah, I mean, it can. Like, because then, there's a lot of people in our community, frankly, that are taking advantage of that faith and trust, right? Because, leave it to your cousin or uncle to say, hey, I got this investment. You give me 40 racks and I'm going to double your money in the next 6 months.
Right.
Right. And they don't need to see no paperwork. They just have a gift of faith. And it's like, yeah, okay, he'll take care of me. And
Which
then
we've seen it happen.
we've seen it happen over and over in this community, over and over, right? And so it can hurt us, right? But I think we've seen an abundance of blessings that have come from it more than negative. And I'll speak to my experience specifically. The most dangerous asset that you can have in business, and what I've come to learn in my journey, is just the ability to not doubt yourself. Like legitimately just to believe that you belong, that you deserve a seat at that table, right?
Hard though. That's hard though. I mean,
man.
that's hard though.
And I've said this.
nothing.
I've said this on another podcast, right? Polynesians are very good at humble confidence. Okay, and what that is to me, what humble confidence is to me, is I do not think that I am better than anybody. I don't think I'm better than anybody, right? But in that same breath, I don't think there's a single person that's better than me.
Then you. Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
So we always talk about humility and the janitor, I see us as equals. In that same breath, you look at the richest man in the world, Elon, I could do what he does. Just give me time. You know what I'm saying? And
Hey, he's
that-
lying though.
Huh? He's on his way. So what y'all gonna say? He's lying? Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about it.
And regardless of and here's the truth. Regardless if I even become the next Polynesian
Right.
Elon Musk, I may not. Right? Just believing that got me to a better place if I didn't think otherwise.
Come on.
Just believing in that, right? And so in my journey, the gift of faith have served me extremely well in just having faith in myself and my journey and not doubting that. Just knowing hey, no matter what happens, I'll figure it out. We'll be okay. I just got to keep going.
No,
You belong there.
100%. Right? We're more than yate. We're more than sports.
Come on, man.
You can look at any profession in the world. You look at them, we can do that. And once you get there, this is what I've been waiting to, this is why I put pause. This is what I want to say, right? Once you get there, you realize we were made for this.
Ooh.
Right? I get into these rooms with a bunch of palangis, and I walk in. I'm oftentimes in rooms where I'm the only Polynesian. I'm in these rooms a lot now, right? And
Come on now.
And the truth is, when I go in there and I sit down, naturally the room gravitates towards me. Right. And we've all felt this in our own circles.
Come on,
We've
man.
all felt
Yep.
this in our own circles. And this isn't, I'm not
you-
flaunting.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm speaking to the gifts of our people. We are natural gatherers. People are drawn to us, right? Your podcast, I said this at the very beginning. People are drawn to you. Why? Because we're authentic. We're real, right? We care. We love people, right? And especially in a world like today, where the world is they are craving authenticity. People just want to do business with people that
Much
are
fake shit
too many
out there,
frauds.
man. We ain't trying to see fake
Too
shit.
many
We
frauds.
don't know that though.
But look, when you hear some real shit, you're like, oh, I felt that one.
Exactly.
Because I've been through that.
Exactly, right? And that's where that's why I say we were built for this. We have inherent skills and gifts that our people were blessed that serve you extremely well when you're at the negotiation table, when you're at business transactions. There's just so much about who I am naturally that has served me very, very well.
Man, man, look, we gotta get back though.
And if that's not God, then who is it?
A lot of gem was dropped
right there.
A lot of gem was dropped right there. Y'all
I
better
know,
pay
look,
attention. But look, we gotta go back. We gotta go back. All right, let me look.
God damn.
Sorry, and y'all can interrupt me at any time.
Hell nah.
I'm just talking.
Eight
We
kids,
wanna hear.
8 brothers and sisters.
So 7. I'm
You're the 8th.
So I'm the second oldest boy, and I got 7 siblings. So I got older sister, got 3 younger brothers, 3 younger sisters. So
Evened out like that, huh?
4 boys.
How was it in the household?
Oh man,
Full of-
just like your house.
Come on,
Y'all know what it was like. You just sleep where you drop. You eat when you hungry. You know.
Right.
Yeah, you go when uncles call you. You know.
It's crazy because people think, man, you grew up with hella siblings, and you're just like, yeah, man, it was normal. You know what I mean? Nowadays, it's like, man, this shit.
That's crazy.
2 people in the family. You know what I mean? It's like,
But
come on,
and
man.
even just like, because we all grew up in the same environment. You know, like I've never had my own room. I've never you never had brand new stuff. You know what I mean? Like you, like
hand-me-down.
it's just
It's
just it's the way it is. But like, here's the thing. Like, what I remember about my childhood is we were always happy, and I always knew I was loved. Like, regardless of how many times my uncle hit me,
Number one. That's number one.
regardless of what my mom said to me,
Right.
like,
You knew
I
you
couldn't
was-
deny that they loved me, right? And second to that is like, because of that upbringing, there's so much tolerance that is built of like what I think is hard because of that upbringing. Meaning it's like you know, like I was never above anything when I got into the workforce. Like it's like, man, you want to go sweep floors? I'll sweep floors. I'll clean that bathroom. I'll clean that toilet better than anybody else. You know what I mean? And that I feel like nowadays there's a huge like disconnect of people that just don't know how to do hard things, right? Because they've just been sitting in their mom's basement.
yeah.
They've never
Solved.
shared a room. They've always got what they wanted. You know what I mean? But like we come from a very different background where, frankly, it was like you just lived. You know, you just got it done. Just figured
normal.
it out.
Yeah, there you go.
100%.
Man,
And
hey,
so-
but doing the hard shit was what we grew up in. You know what I mean?
100%.
There was no easy shit, man. It was always hard. But to us, we hated it. But as you grew older, you look back and you're like, man, they were just trying to teach us. And you're thankful now.
Yeah.
Like now, I'm very
Yeah.
thankful for the way I was upbringing. But when I was going through it, hell no.
Yeah.
I used to look at my
Hated it.
homie. My homie be outside like, you can't go out? My homie's like, I'm grounded. I'm like, what is grounded? I just got wood, bro. I'm good now. What do you mean?
I got a busted eye.
I can barely walk.
But I'm here. Let's go.
We had a plan, dude. But okay, so
But what I'll say too, though, is like in that same breath, there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of good things that come from growing up Tongan, right? Growing up Polynesian. There's also a lot of bad things, and that's something we got to call out, right? Like, and most of the bad things that I would say is really the limiting beliefs, right? The mental limitations,
Yeah,
right?
let's talk about that part.
Yeah, and
what
there's
do you mean by that?
Oh man, you know,
Just break it down for
Now-
some of us.
now-
Like
now-
Superman didn't go to college, so me and I went to college. So break it down for him what that
see,
means.
so now this is where I got to be really careful, you know.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Though, 'cause
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean mental? What do you say that's something that we suffer from?
What's
What's
yeah,
it called?
there's-
What's it called? What do you think we
mental
suffer-
barriers? So like limiting beliefs, I think is a big one.
Limited
Right?
beliefs. What do you mean by that?
scarcity mindset.
100%. Like, and really, it's like, you know, I'll put it this way. My grandpa, right? One of the things he always used to say, right, is he was always like, and he said this specifically in the context of, I believe it was, and my dad told me the story, so I'm kind of telling it third hand, but I think he was talking to my uncle who married a Palangi girl, right? And I married a Palangi girl as well. There's a lot of cultural conflict there, right?
Right.
And you know, one of the pieces of wisdom that my grandpa said is, you know, in the midst of this conflict, as they're looking to him for resolution, you know, one of the pieces of advice he said is, you know, we keep talking about culture here, right? And he's like, we have over here the Tongan culture, which is very strong, very prominent. We have over here the Palangi culture, which is also strong and very prevalent, right? What we need to focus on and realize is it's not about either of these cultures, it's about God's culture, right? And that's where we find common ground, right? I bring that story up to kind of come back to like the limitations, right? There's a lot of things culturally that hold us back significantly, right? However, in that same breath, as I've been saying, there's a hell of a lot of things culturally that give us reason to be at the table. Right.
There you go.
Now, recognizing those is big. I've talked a lot about the ones that we do well. Now, let me talk about some of the things that we do bad, right? There is, like, Polynesians are the first to love. They're also the first to clown.
Yeah.
We get that shit all day. We clown back.
Clown hard.
So it's like, they
No, but
clown.
you're right,
you know what I'm saying? And so, like, and sometimes it leads to, these insecurities that people don't want to say. One of our biggest defensive mechanisms in the world of, like, Polynesia is humor. Right? When something is, like, embarrassing, when something is, like, you're insecure about what you do, you laugh it off. You make a joke out of it.
Right.
Deflect, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As opposed to really addressing the issue or really moving on, talking about it. That's right. Mental health. That doesn't exist in our community. Like, they don't believe in that, right? And I'll be straight. I didn't for a long time too, right? Like, I didn't think mental health, like, in our community, is like, nah, just rub dirt on it. Quit being a freaking baby.
You're
Right.
Go back out.
Kinikini.
Straight up. Exactly.
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
Not that one.
What
Right?
do you mean?
But there's so much there that needs to be addressed to help our community move forward, right? And it's this OG mentality sometimes of just like, hey, like, you're weak-minded or this, that, the other, when in reality, like, there's some real problems that are real physiological problems, right? Like,
Why do you think we're scared to face them? Why do you think as Tongan? Because look, I'm not gonna lie, just what you're describing right now. I'm that guy.
Yeah.
I'm that guy that's like, my wife always tries to address a certain problem, and I just laugh it off, or I try to move on to a next problem. You know, and that situation never gets solved. And then later down the line, we argue about that thing, and then I'm looking at her like, "You still?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But my wife's like, "What do you mean still? Like, we ain't even solved it.
You just moved on.
Right. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying, so to me, it makes sense exactly what you're just saying. Yeah. But my question to you is like, how do we overcome that, man?
Yeah.
Because to me, I was raised like in that way where my dad ain't never told me he loved me.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad ain't never hugged me or showed up to my sports, and then I ball out. He ain't never came up to me and said, "Hey, man, nah." He looked at me and walked off.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where it starts.
But right. But to me though, is I ain't never second guess he loved me. He didn't love me.
It's just tough love.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But let me ask you this. But how come I do it?
Yeah.
Am I weak? Am I a weaker parent than my parents was?
No, I think
Are we weaker
listen,
parents?
I'll say this: you're human. We all are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm about to throw this down by the way. Too.
And this is where I think a lot of work that can be done in our community, right? Addressing them is the first step to resolving them, and like really at the end of the day, recognizing that there are things that we can learn and there are things that we can change is going to be the first step to really progressing in especially our community, because we are so like, I'm going to talk about one of our strengths, and this is why it's a weakness sometimes. My identity has got me in trouble because we are so drawn into that it's like, sometimes we choose culture over common sense. And that kills us,
Get in trouble.
Like, there's a funeral. How many of y'all seen these broke people that should not be giving money away, can't even pay their own rent,
Giving it away.
show up with 10 racks in a sila? You know what I mean? It's like,
That's the culture.
that's the culture. It's like, and when you don't do it, you're
Frowned upon.
Look at him.
upon.
He didn't
Like,
do- yeah.
greedy, this, that. That's what I feel a lot of right now, right? It's like, because I get a lot of people that look at me and they're like, hey, they come ask for money, and
Right.
my golden rule, right? And by the way, like, and I'm gonna say, I haven't ever shared this. I have a budget. I learned this from my parents. I have a budget. I probably shouldn't say this out loud because now I'm gonna get hella text. But like, I have a specific budget that is designed for giving, right? And I just have it fixed in my income, and I just know that every month I'm going to give this amount of money away, right? And I have that for two reasons, right? Because I'm Tongan, right? Like, that's why I do it, is because that's just what we do, right? Now it's hurt me, right?
How much?
Yeah.
Get him some man. Get him some man.
said shit this whole podcast is right now, money.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about money, Superman.
Oh, okay, Superman.
But listen, like you know, where it's hurt me is where it can hurt me. Where it did hurt me is like early on, I was given way too much too early, right? Couldn't even support myself. How can you help someone if you can't even help yourself? You know what I mean? Too many of us Tongans, especially OGs, Polynesians, you're too giving. And I'm going to say it again. You're too giving, right? Because the person that you are neglecting the most and not giving to the most is you and your own family, right? And what's crazy is the hidden secret in this life.
Dropping gems, man. Turn up your mic if you can't hear this shit. Like I say in Tongan,
God
do
damn.
what LPC.
Don't be stupid.
You Tongans need to fix it. Samoans, we're good. We're fine. You know.
Yeah, you Samoans, you stingy. That's where it helps y'all, you know?
Oh no, that's too much.
I feel you.
But I agree.
But really, you know, and I've gotten to this point in my life, right, where I've realized that the best way to help the most amount of people, specifically my family, is I have to help myself first. And sometimes that sounds selfish, right? No. But in reality, like, you know, right now, you know, my company makes a lot of money. We make a lot of money, right? Probably enough to be able to be a lot more generous than I am with some of my family friends. But like my goal isn't to give somebody a sila.
Right.
It's not to pay somebody's rent, right? My goal, my long-term goal is to make sure that my grandkids, my siblings' grandkids, they're not going to worry about money.
Ooh.
That's my goal. And in order to get to that goal, there's sacrifice that needs to be.
Hey.
And sometimes you have to sacrifice the short term for the long term gain, right?
Hey.
And so like I plan to retire my parents. I probably could give them a lot more than I am today, but the goal is to retire them as soon as I can. Sometimes I got to make sure that I put money back into the business, back into the investment.
How old are you, Lummy?
Really provide for them, right? I just turned 33. So
He's fucking 33 years old.
Damn.
And he's already talking about retiring his parents.
yeah.
Some of y'all at home, 40-something, maybe living with them.
Still living with him?
No. We're going to get into it, though, because, because in my part, look, we Tongan, right? Come from the culture. That doesn't sound like a Tongan thing.
Yeah.
It should be the other way.
It should be so that's why we got, look, we don't talk a lot of shit on here, man. Because, and I'm going to get into this part where you said you want to retire generation to generation, right? I had a conversation, man, with one of my Duwasi when he was cutting me up, right? And I told him this. I said, hey, why is it that every time us as colored people make money, the first thing we do is come back and take care of the people like you buy your parents in them house. But Balangi people, when they make money, they pass it on to the next
Generation.
Money is not supposed to come down; it's supposed to go up. But why is it every time we make money, we want to come down and take care of everybody that was down here? So what I'm saying is, by you saying, I want to take care of my kids, that's a big step. Because to me, that's not normal for our people or us. Yeah. Because we're so goddamn giving. You know what I mean? We're so into the culture so much that we want to give and give and give. Because we want people to say, hey, let me give this much money. Yeah. Wow, long.
Did you see what Lame gave? Yeah.
Hey, but what I'm saying is when it comes to funeral, I didn't know who brought those sila, but I knew who showed up to my dad's funeral.
Yeah.
So to me, his cousin is, look, you can set the money, I appreciate it, but it's the people I saw barbecuing.
I remember that.
It was the people that dropped off, even it was a case of water.
Yeah. You ain't lying.
It was the people that came in and hugged us. That's the people I remember.
Yeah.
So I feel like as a culture, cousin, I just want to get into it, I feel like as a culture, we have, because we've been given, that's what we are, we think all we can give now is money. You feel me?
But we forgot the blessing.
Huh?
We forgot the blessing.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Look, God made us strong. Yeah. Our hands is strong. Our feet is strong. For what? To do work.
Man.
You don't have to go and get money.
Right.
Go work your ass at the house.
Help out.
Go do the
Put the tent up.
food.
Yeah.
Go do all that.
But all I'm trying to say is that I'm saying is the blessing is what we're going for.
Yeah, come on.
And what he's trying to say is we have lost that along the way. Is we have, as a people, we have lost that part because to us, sending the money, it not only is it easier, but now it becomes that. People call you now and say, hey, I don't want you to show, just send me 1,000.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there like, I ain't got 1,000 though.
Yeah.
But I can pull up.
I can pull
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like,
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going. So that's what I'm going with that. Lami, is I see what you're saying. Where it killed me, and where the culture is bad, and it's also good.
Yeah.
But my question to you, Lami, is that that's part of the culture, right?
Yeah.
Do we just get rid of it, or how do we make that better?
Yeah.
Because to me, is the culture is the culture, good or bad.
Yeah.
I'm Tongan.
you got to do it.
So I'm saying I'm Tongan, and I'm proud to be Tongan, Superman.
Yeah.
And when it's time to become Tongan, I'd be like, oh, I don't want to do that part.
Yeah.
Now I get to choose what part. So to me I always look at it as if you're proud of who you are, you got to be proud of the bad things.
You accepting it all.
But what I'm saying is, there has to come to an understanding though, especially when it comes to the putus and the weddings.
Yeah.
To me it has to come to an understanding where I don't think we think about it. We just know they're getting married, we have to give all this so they know we love them.
Yeah.
Without even thinking like, well, rain's coming up next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or we got the kids got
It's that mindset
practice.
we got to change.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, what I'm asking, so that's what I'm gonna ask Lam, how do we fix that? Is it fixable?
Oh, I think it for sure is. And really, I think, the important thing to remember, I think, in all this conversation is that there are so many things that our culture puts us in good position for, right? There's so many good things. And I think that's just really how we fix it is we focus on the good and you leave the bad. That's like simple genius is what it is. Now, I do like, to what you were saying, right? Is like mindset is everything, right? And like that is because we talk about the culture of Polynesia, right? And frankly, we can't put it all on the feet of Polynesia because some of these problems that we have, it's not just a culturally like poor mindset. It's the poor in general, right? It's just poor people mindset is what it is. It's not culturally at all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay,
And so
I like that.
there's two problems there, right?
blame the culture on
There's
it.
very clear cultural problems, but it's under this umbrella of just poor people problems, right? Poor mindsets, right? And like that's one thing that I had to really look at and learn because I didn't come, frankly, from a family that could teach me what a profit and loss statement was.
Right.
That could teach me what a mortgage is.
Right.
That could teach me how to do your taxes, right? These are all things that, frankly, they just weren't present in our culture. I did have a family that taught me how to love. They taught me how to have faith. They taught me how to do hard things, right?
That part.
So those are the good things, right? Now, all these other things that I can't, that's the first step is you have to go out and you have to find the rooms that you can find those in, right? And frankly, my mentors, they weren't Polynesian, sadly. They weren't. But that's my mantle to bear because now any Polynesian kid that wants to learn about real estate, I got you. I got you. You know what I mean?
We got one up
And now
That's what I'm saying.
We got
cuz.
one up there.
We got a couple.
Ooh.
there's a handful, right? And I'm thankful now to even learn from people that are getting into it, like the Wolfgrams, like Kaloa. He's somebody you gotta have on the podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Like huge mentors to me, right? And I love it because when I take advice from them, it's different because he understands. He understands and he
one of
sees
us.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But frankly, like it didn't like he was one of 10 mentors throughout my life that I had to learn from, and the majority of them weren't Polynesian, And like it's sad that sometimes when one of our people wants to go and do something different, they're clowns.
We clowning.
You know?
First ones to clown on
They're
them.
clowned, and it's like
You ain't never gonna
shame,
do shit.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
You gonna be
100%.
back here with us, nigga.
100%,
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
And it's like, and like we live in a world too where like, Polynesians that don't fit the norm of like, they're not good at football. Maybe they want to do drama or student government.
Right.
There's too much in our community of putting them down, right?
Yeah.
Especially at young ages, right? High school's the worst. It's like people think people always like, oh, you lucky you in school with your cousins? Hell no. Hell exactly. Hell no. And like a lot of thankfully, like because my dad took us to different places for work, that was one thing we learned growing up is like, we were okay not being with the rest of the crew or the family in Salt Lake because we had to be elsewhere to progress, right? And that right there is where it starts is, frankly, to learn like money mindset, at least today, you can't find that in our community. At least today, right? But
Might be on some shit. That's
But-
sad as hell.
where our people are strong and proud is like you bet your bottom dollar that like everything I've learned, I'm bringing it back home, and that's understanding your roots, right? Is being able to leave them to learn what you need
And bring that
to come back and water them, right? That is where, in my opinion, the beautiful thing about being Tongan, Polynesian is like we understand the real mission. That is the mission, right? Like I'm not here trying to just temporarily pay somebody's rent, temporarily help somebody out of that spot. I'm here to change the game. I'm here to change the culture. Come on. Right? I'm here to
Change it.
to bring it back so that we can actually build something special to where you can look at any profession across the spectrum and you can look at somebody and see that they look like me and they're doing that at a high level,
There's a pilot somewhere
100%.
doing something.
We gotta get back. We gotta get back. We gotta get back. We gotta get
Damn,
back.
I know.
I got stories to tell about this dude. So let's get back. Let's get back. So you know what I'm saying? Grew up in Idaho. You went
California.
to Snow College.
I did go to Snow College, Knowledge, baby.
Played football.
Wait.
Football out there, yep.
Did you go on a Mish before or after?
I did. So I grew up in Bakersfield, right? We were there. I left on a mission in 2011. I got called to Ghana, West Africa. And then in the middle of my mission, my family moved to Utah. They moved to Elkridge, Utah. And I got home, and there was this beautiful Palangi girl next door. Ended up being my wife. And so that's how I met my wife, is I got home from my mission, and she was my next door neighbor. Yeah.
Wait. You went to Ghana?
I went to Ghana, GH, baby.
Hey, what's that?
Come
What's
on.
the
They rip it.
I see the video.
Not that one.
I see the video with the dude's like, before I fufu, I smack it. And I grab it like that, make it. Then some more guy comes on and goes, I ain't never. but that's just manioke, huh?
Yep, manioke, and it's just basically pounded until it becomes literally like a doughy substance. But they do it by just pounding.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do it. Like, but if you just get, cassava and you just start pounding it enough, it becomes a dough. So
Okay, but let's get into hold on. Yeah, hold
They
on.
just eat it with anything.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but
like
that's the thing that they get. Like it's
your
like
rice,
the
it's literally like your base. Yeah.
But hold on. We gotta get into that. That had to be a culture shock for you to go out somewhere like
Oh,
that.
100%,
right?
100%.
Can we talk about that? Your mission a little bit. How was your miss, man? Like, did
I
you?
loved it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though being somewhere you ain't familiar, I mean, it's not a man. I mean,
The food out there is different, though.
right?
So yes and no. I mean, because they
Is it what we see in the movies?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of natural food. So like honestly, all of us will go over there and there's meals that we would love because it's like the base. Yeah. The base of it is cassava,
They just do it a different
exactly.
way, though.
It's just cooked different. But it's like, these Palangis
like-
are used to eating McDonald's.
Right.
Oh,
That tastes different, It's like over there, it's like, they have, they're eating banana leaves, they're eating
Okay.
Oh,
oat
you
milk.
were good.
Exactly. Like it was like
You're like, bro, I'm home.
Yeah,
You're like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
So like the
Your
Polynesians,
companion.
they thrive out there, and so
that's cool.
they don't really. It's a soldier's mission, like physically demanding. So they don't send many like
A lot of people.
Palangis out there. Well, other people really, because like the mission spread was like 60%, 70% of it was African, so it was locals.
Okay.
And then the 30%, like the majority of them were Palangi, and then the other majority of that was Polynesians. So there was a lot of Polynesians.
Yeah, shout out my dude Josh.
Yeah, you went
shipped
live?
out there.
Hey.
Hey, when he came back, he looked like one of them. I'm not gonna lie, he was skinny.
Probably talking like that too, man.
Hey.
Skinny.
But I just want to talk about that real quick, man. Like going on the mission out there, obviously serving God. You know what I mean? And you went, and then when you came back, you went to
Snow. Walked on at Snow. Yep. Earned a scholarship there.
play football.
Played
What
football.
were you playing?
So I played linebacker. So
Hold on.
Linebacker.
I gotta ask you, since Superman's a football dude, why linebacker? And who's your favorite football player?
so why linebacker? Because I wasn't fast enough to be DB.
Oh, you're trying to play corner?
Yeah, I was trying to play something. Let's be real. I was actually left out. That was the position I played.
You lying.
Hey, okay.
I was better in high school. And then when you go out of mission, you come back.
It's
I
different.
didn't have the killer instinct. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna.
That
be
took some
proud.
time,
I got
yeah.
home. It was just different. You know,
Like I don't even want to
it
play
was
no more.
different. But what I am thankful for is like I was like I was ready to move on, you know? And like a lot of guys come home and this is, I think, a limiting belief. We've talked about these. A lot of guys come home and like football is like their highest and most valuable identity. Like they come home from their
all they
mission.
know.
A lot of
they're
kids are
they're
like that,
"Damn,
especially Polly's.
this is it.
Especially Polly's,
right?
yeah.
And like
And
I
it ends
got
up not being it.
100%. And I got home and I was just like, there has to be more than this. There has to be more than this. Like as much as I love it, as much as I am thankful for it, I know I can do more than this, right? And I was thankful for that. And a lot of that came from you go on your mission and like a mission like that. And that was probably one of the first time that I could authentically relate to my great grandparents who migrated from.
You finally got to see a
That was
little
the
bit of
first
it.
time. I remember the first week I was there, like in field. I remember sitting there. We were in a tonsu. It's this bush in the middle of Africa. Nobody speaks English. Like Twi, and you're sitting there.
That's the language?
Twi is what it's called. Yeah. But I remember sitting there with my Palangi thing, and I remember just sitting there one night and just thinking, and I'm like, this is what it was like for them. This is what it was like, right?
No phones, no TV.
Nothing, man.
You and Mother Nature.
And here's the thing. Here's the difference. I had a church that made sure that I always ate. I had a church that made sure I always had resources.
Wow.
And to think that was my great grandfather and grandmother.
Why?
But the difference, they didn't have nobody
church.
there.
It was
They
definitely
didn't
started.
have nobody.
They were the one that had to start.
They had to figure it out. Right. And that was like one of the key moments for my mission of understanding like where I came from, and having clarity in that helped me really understand where I need to go. So when I understood that and I came home from my mission, what is football?
Right.
Like
The hell is this?
go play a game next.
I'm on the next
Like,
team.
and I'm not hating.
No, you're right. You're
A
right.
lot of guys who've used it as a funnel to be able to do, but now you got to be a dog to do that, right? And frankly, even in the Polynesian community where we're blessed with a lot of inherent strengths, there's a lot of mental strengths, cultural strengths that are just as valuable in other capacities. That guess what? Make you a hell of a lot more money than football. And that's
Amen.
what, right? And so.
Damn.
And that's where, for me, when I came home, I was like, there has to be more. Has to be. So
Hey, you know Johnny Mahe?
I do know Johnny Mahe.
He told me to ask you who's faster out of you two.
Faster?
He said, ask him who's faster out of me and him.
Is he serious?
I told him too. I said, bro, you wasn't that fast. He said, what? Good, bro. Maybe in high school,
Johnny?
In Snow College, you wasn't that fast. I just play, man. I love you, bro. But see, I told you, a lot of the faster than you.
So you went from, all right, so you go to Snow College.
Yeah.
Met the wife.
Met the wife. My wife was a real athlete. She was playing. She was a she's a real athlete. Yeah.
A true athlete.
Yeah, she was a 4-year starter at Weber State, so she played volleyball. And so, so when we got married, I went up there. I went to Weber, right? And this is an important part of my journey, right? Because I did something that was not normal, right?
Yeah,
Like,
against
I was
everything.
hung up the cleats. I was like, hey, I'm done playing football. But then my second year going to Weber State, I actually ran for office. So I ran for an elected position, right? And it's funny because at the time, I knew all the football boys there. Like I knew a lot of the guys there, and there were like real insecurities of like, man,
Yeah.
it's kind of whack.
Yeah.
Do this, you know what I mean? No. But like it was, there was a few benefits of it. One, it paid for all my school. Like that was like why I wanted to do it. But then two, the other side of it was like, again, coming back to this pushing these mental barriers.
Right.
Like, man, there has to be
This
more.
ain't the
There has to
norm.
be more than
Why
football,
can't we
right?
do this?
Why can't
We can
right?
do this.
And so I did that and ended up running, ended up winning, right? Paid for my entire, and what's crazy was like, all I did was just be myself. Like I didn't have to do anything. I was just myself and I won. And guess what? When I won, free college tuition. Like I got a stipend for food, right?
Yeah.
All the benefits of, like there was a ton of benefits of events that I could plan. There was budgets that I could use for or luau's, things like that.
What?
These are all resources and access that like all I had to do was just be willing to do it. That's all I had to do.
Hey, it's like the saying, right?
Hey.
It sounds crazy till somebody does it, and then it's not crazy no
100%,
more.
right? And you know what's even crazier is like, it was easy to do. It gained me just as much access as being an athlete in terms of playing football, right? If not more.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
No, right.
Because frankly, that looks a hell of a lot better on a resume.
Right.
Yeah.
than me saying I would play left out on football. You know what I'm saying? Like not baseball, left out. You know what I'm saying? And so like that was the start of realizing there's other opportunities out there that I could fit, that I'm naturally blessed with, right? And I did that. That taught me a lot about leadership, taught me a lot about politics.
Right. It just took you to a whole different level.
Whole different game, and like you're mingling with different people, right? And frankly, a lot of the people that you're mingling with in that capacity are people that like I would make fun of, when I was like
Growing up,
football
yeah.
player.
Right.
People that would never be friends.
Right, you'd be like,
you know what I mean?
this dude, man, running for office. Yeah. Talk to him.
But in reality, like it taught me so much of like my own weaknesses, of like thinking like, who was I to think that this dude like he's just doing his thing, Like who
was
am
just
I?
hating. You was hating.
Yeah, like we're just haters.
No, it really is though.
We be like
Like,
that.
yeah, and so like it really opened up these doors of mental blocks of realizing to myself like, man, you proud, bro. Like you really thought like
did this.
you really thought this was whack.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, hey,
It's
real
like,
talk though.
You know what I mean? And like the life skills, the communications things, and once you get to that moment, right? I feel like Weber State taught me this. I finally got to a place where I could care less what other people thought about me.
Come on now.
I think that's one of
my
the biggest.
community.
Yeah.
Especially my community.
That's huge.
I love my community.
Right. That's huge.
But like I got to a point where I was like, I don't care.
Right.
Like, y'all can clown me, I don't care. And what's crazy about it is that the amount of support that came after that was insane, right? Because then it was like, I won because all the Polynesian boys, they all voted for me. I won because I got a new demographic of students that frankly had never voted before to vote. Doug is doing that. Doug Fiafia is doing that.
man,
He is activating
You ain't
a
lying.
part of the community that has never been active in this type of thing. And when he came out, and I think statistically, Doug raised more money in his campaign than any first year seat or representative in his position. And it was because of our community, right?
We showed up for him.
100%.
Hey!
100%.
Shout out, man. Come
100%.
on. Shout out Doug, though.
Yeah, that's
Doug,
cool.
though.
And that's breaking those mental barriers, elevating our community, right? And like that only comes from the one Polynesian kid that's just willing to just do something that he never thought he could do before.
That's huge, though. Hey, I like that you said that because that's huge. And that's why I said, like, in the beginning, I should have gave you that props now, but we already went on to it. But in the beginning, when I told you, you guys are...
My dude, man.
You guys are doing what our ancestors was dreaming about when they came out here. It was,
And I think it's all by divine design. I always tell Doug, I'm like, dude, I prayed about it. God told me you're going to be governor because he already told me because where I'm going, I need you. I need you to be in that seat.
Right.
So I was like, so I don't know if he told you, but go pray again if he hasn't. I tell that all the time. I'm like,
read your page on the president. He says it on there.
it's like, I read it, bro. I was like, or I didn't even read it. I know what it says, bro. You can be governor.
Nah, that's dope, though. Okay, so met the wife.
Yep, met the wife.
to Weber State.
To Weber State.
And then where did because
Yeah,
obviously everybody knows you now.
Yeah.
But when did that start going on? When did you sit back and look at the wife and say, "Look, I know we're homeless. I know I had this big dream. You were an all-star and I ruined everything for you, but trust me, I got this plan." And your wife's looking at you like, this is the 15th fucking plan, but I love you, but let's do it. But I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause we all been there. I had that conversation with mine, so I know how. But
It's funny, yeah. Because when we got married, she was the breadwinner. You know?
So
she
it's like,
was the breadwinner.
you to follow my dream, babe, but
Just gotta hold it over you for a little bit. Like you weren't always that guy.
100%.
Right.
Shout out,
Sure,
like,
your wife knows. Yeah, all of us is like, we can't wait to get Lami, but your wife's like, he ain't nobody.
I was lifting
But
him.
only she knows that. But I'm saying, like, when did that journey or that conversation come to where you said, "All right, babe, we got to go all in"? On
Yeah.
this.
You know, honestly, I think it was I can't say that there was ever a pivotal moment in our marriage, but what I can say is that we always together made decisions of doing hard things, of doing new things, different things, right? There was a lot of cultural differences between us, right? Like the whole fahu thing, naming your kids, right? There were so many things like that like really challenged and were obstacles even in our marriage, right? Because I wanted my sister to name our kids. That's what you do. That's what we're doing, right? But I also had to get to myself to understand, like, you know, she's been waiting her whole life to name her own kids. You know what I mean? And so
Why not give it the opportunity?
yeah. So and this is I bring up our marriage because of the compromise, right? Because of the middle ground, which is the most important, right?
Right.
Our kids now, all of our kids, except for our oldest, because our oldest we specifically named after my mom and my
That's a culture thing now.
and that was something that my wife had picked. She wanted to pick the first one, but now every other child, my wife, who's following you, will come up with a list of names, and she gives that to the fahu, and then my sister chooses from that. Right?
That's pretty dope. I
Hey,
like
shout
that.
out your wife for doing that.
Yeah, no,
Hey.
Because look, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Because your wife could have just said, "Nah, it's my kids.
100%.
I don't care about your culture thing. Let me do my real talk though."
Yeah.
But for her to be like, "I know this is huge in your culture,
Yeah.
but I gotta say this is me." You know what I mean? And they're my kids. I love you, but these are the names I came up with.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And really, like the point I'm making in sharing that story, right, is we found our culture, right, in our family, right, and it was a combination of the Tongan culture and a combination of her culture, and we took the best parts of those and we found our culture, right, and that is coming back to your question, right. That's like continuously what we've done with every decision that we've made, right? Whether it be having kids, where to move, what career positions and paths to go, right? And so one of those decisions was moving out to Houston. So I took a job doing door-to-door sales out in Houston that they had offered me, and it was a big decision for both of us, right? Because we just had our first baby. You know, my parents, they were to them like it was like, "Oh man, you're taking our grandchild away, our first grandchild."
Right.
To her parents, it was
Right.
I'm taking their daughter away. You know what I mean? And so it's like, you know, and granted they were supportive. You know, they were supportive, but like,
Hard.
there's always those, there's always those underlying of like
Right.
emotions of like, yeah, are you really supportive? You know what I mean? But we went out there and like, that is where the journey of door to door started. I learned a lot doing door to door sales. Like that is probably one of the hardest jobs, if not the hardest job that you can ever do. And to be able to do that at a high level or high enough level to make a decent living, right? But by the time I left, I was making multiple sixes, right? And so like, so it was good. So I had a good career there, right? But obviously it's nothing to what I'm making now, but like, I'm thankful because that journey and those little decisions really led up to all of it, right?
Taught you.
It's funny because people always ask me that same question, right? And I feel like a lot of people have these like grandeur moments where they can say, this is when it all started.
Right.
I actually think that does people listening a disservice because that's not how I think most people actually will find it, right? To me, the journey is long and it's wholesome. Like there I'll say it this way. People always ask me, Hailame, how did you build such a massive real estate portfolio in the last 3-4 years? And my response is I didn't. I did it in the last 15.
Come on
right?
now.
And that's because of everything that I've learned. All these, you talk about mindset, you talk about where I come from, culture, understanding where I come from, the roots, talking about my grandfather and his journey, talking about going on my mission, relating to them, talking about coming home, me and my wife, sales, football. That is what took to build all of this, right?
All that.
That's where it all
You just
starts,
see this part of me.
right?
You forgot the whole.
Exactly. People ask me, how'd you do that? It's like, well, you need to meet my great-grandfather. Like, that's where it starts, you know?
Ooh.
And like that, that's the big point I always want to drive home to people watching this is like, you're in your journey right now.
There's no
You
big.
haven't arrived, but I promise you, if you just keep going, keep good people around you, don't worry about what people think. God is your compass.
Right.
You'll be fine. You will be fine.
Well, hello there. Sorry we had to interrupt the episode, but shout out our sponsor, Kava. What I got here is extract Kava. You add an ounce of this into 5 ounces of water. You wait about 15 minutes for the extract to take over the water. You stir it up, and then you're ready to mix. So you know what I mean? What we try to do is make everything easy for y'all because that's what we do. Shout out our sponsor. Go ahead and go on the website if you want to order some. Use the promo code CULTURE to get 10% off your first order. And plus, it shows us love, so appreciate y'all.
We always call it the gummies, citrus mint. It's all natural, gluten-free. Again, I popped one in. They're very delicious.
You already know what it is. Look, ain't no way like the traditional way. Look, they got the traditional kava right here. But if you ain't want to do that, you trying to cut off a little bit of time, they got the micronized kava too. So what that means is you ain't got to use no strainer. You just throw this in with the water, mix it up, ready to go.
But now, back to your episode.
And we give too much credit to the entrepreneurs that have seen their paycheck, right? I've seen my paycheck. I've made an 8-figure business, right? But there's a lot of entrepreneurs now sitting at my spot that haven't had their paycheck. But frankly, I think they're just as good as I am. And that's because money and the entrepreneur life, it comes when it comes. But you can't decide that, right?
Wow.
And so oftentimes we give credit to people that have had their paycheck because it's easy to see that they made it, you know? But in reality, there's a guy sitting next to me.
Done the same.
There's a lot of entrepreneurs I know now that have not had their paycheck, but me personally, in this journey that I now see, they're better than me at what they do. But they just haven't seen their paycheck. And to them, just keep going. Like that's what I have to say. Like it will come, right? And that's the game of life, right?
That's
like,
tight.
we don't live in these pockets of like from this to this. Like it's a whole journey.
Right.
It's a whole journey. The average millionaire,
Body of work.
yeah.
We don't want to go.
You're alive.
A lot of people don't know the average age of a millionaire is in his 50s.
Right.
Like, put that into context.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
New age.
how many of these kids trying to, like, you know, they look at me
Right.
33, I want to be a millionaire. It's like, bro, like, even if you're not, you got 30 years left.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
It's
trust
still
the journey.
time. Yeah.
Enjoy the journey. It'll come, you know? And that's why I always have to go back. It's like, people are like, how'd you do it in 3-4 years? It's like, bro, you need to meet my great-grandparents.
Right.
You need to meet my dad.
It took a lot of work.
That's where it started.
It took a lot of work for this to happen.
Yeah.
That's dope, though. Huh, cousin?
That's hella tight. I like that.
Dropping a lot of gems for y'all out here. Look, we feel
Man.
the same way.
Right, if I'm talking too much, y'all come
Nah,
y'all-
nah,
we ain't
man.
talking too much. No.
We love it.
Yeah.
Hey,
But look, no, hold on. Let me ask something.
Go ahead.
But look, obviously everybody knows you know what I mean? We could get into what you do and all that, but obviously people already know that. But what we try to do is, you know, tell some that about Lame that nobody else knows. But so let me ask you this, Lame. What is your end goal? What is the goal from that now that since you started from, like you said, you want to know we started the journey, right? We at where you are, you know what I mean? The tree now. Everybody is eating off the tree.
Yeah.
What is that? What is the goal after that?
Yeah.
Everybody else is already enjoying the fruit of the labor?
Yeah.
But for Lame,
Yeah.
what is it?
That's a really good question. And if I'm being honest, I'm still figuring out the answer to that question, right? But what I can tell you, like in my journey up to this point, I have realized that and people have heard this before, but you will not be any happier today than you won't be happier at any point in your life than you are right now. If you have good family, if you have a support system around you, you have food on the table, roof over your head, you won't be any happier in that moment than any other time, right? And what I mean by that, I thought making my first $1 million was going to be a life-changing experience. I really did. Like, I really thought I did, right? And if you can talk to every entrepreneur, every person
Superman.
taking an exit,
That's like a
what they're going to tell you is how disappointing and how non-exciting it actually was, right?
for real.
And that's because, like, it's not the destination, it's the journey, right? The most valuable piece of building $1 million business, guess what? It's not all the assets I own. It's not all the money we made or the cars we drive.
Right.
It was me and my family.
Right.
It's like the people that we've become. It's what I've learned. You know what I mean? And like, money doesn't increase happiness in any way. And it took me making a lot of it to realize that. To realize, like, having a nicer car, I'm actually still not any happier than I was when I had no car in college with a wife that loved me. You know what I'm saying? But like, we often, when you're not there, it's hard to see because in your head, you think it will. You think that car is going to make you happier. You think that lifestyle is going to make you happier. Well, guess what? Instagram lied to you. Like, it doesn't at all, right?
Okay.
You will never be happier than you are in the moments of true happiness that are available to you every day. If you just
that.
Yeah. If you just
Look.
Stamp that.
No, that's real talk. I like that because I was watching a talk. It's one of the prophets. I forgot his name. It's like Dale host. But anyways, the guy was interviewing him. The guy that they were interviewing was his neighbor, right? And he said he would go in here and talk to him. And he found out that the prophet was an amazing athlete.
Huh?
He found out he was a co-pilot, like he was a pilot. He did all these amazing things, right? And he's 80 years old now. And so the guy asked him the questions and says, hey, from being a person that you could do anything to now where you can't do nothing, what is something you can tell me? And he looks at him and he says, focus on what's most important. And he says, you don't need to be 80 years old to know that. And it hit me because that's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
All the money you made, we all think, if I made an M, man,
everything. Huh?
I'll be straight.
But that's not it.
Man, but rich people even say that, cousin. They said if somebody told you that, then they never had a lot of money before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they told you money is everything, if money makes you feel better, they said then they never had a lot of money. But going back to what the guy was saying is that, to me, that's what me and my guys been talking about when we started this journey, was that we knew the money's going to come.
Yeah.
But it's the journey, bro. That's the real prize in the thing. When you get to where you get, you know what I mean? Like you said, it doesn't feel that good, but it's the journey, man.
Yeah.
When you look back and say, go meet my grandfather and my dad, you'll know me.
Yeah.
People are like, why? Because that's the journey.
That's where it started.
That's the shit that's most important.
Yeah.
You just look at me and say, I made the M.
Yeah.
But when you focus on what's most important, then everything else falls into place.
100%.
Is what I look at. And I just brought the because I just thought about that. But go ahead, cuz I know, look, we got questions for you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I know
you
we're
got
getting
questions.
into
I
that.
know.
Sorry, bro. Hey,
we just going. We just going. I know. Look,
But Superman over here, he just drank all night, so don't mind him.
we're trying to soak in
He's a
some
security
game.
guard for today.
We're soaking up game right now. That's why. Look,
we hired, you know what I'm saying? But
Lyman, can we
You'll be
talk
watching this
about
for the first time tomorrow morning.
Hey, yo, what
like,
Lyman?
whoa, damn. I didn't even know that.
Bro, you were there.
Look, Lyman, look. A lot of our people is trying to do new shit right now, right? And so I love that you said you just gotta believe that you belong there.
Yeah.
That's huge. And that's
Like,
huge.
For us,
Yeah.
like by you going in those rooms and talking to them people, you're learning their lingo.
Yeah.
Because they don't talk like how we talk.
100%.
You got to put on your.
Talk your shit.
You got to put on my promo
Talk your
boy.
shit,
cap.
cuz.
Hello, Mr. Johnson. How's it going?
Change you bilingual, baby.
That's what I'm saying. Look, I've watched podcasts. I was watching them and I was trying to learn like I'm trying to learn how you move.
Yeah.
But when he
That's what
started
I'm
talking
saying.
about business,
Well,
all the terminology start coming. It's
different,
Because he's talking with people who know money and they just having these conversations. And I'm saying, oh, see, he know that game.
That's a man
A
that's
lot
ready.
a lot of us, we just say, oh, look,
We know something.
they talking some bullshit. I ain't never gonna learn that. And that's why you ain't never gonna get no money. Learn their language. That's part of the knowledge.
That's part of it. Come on.
We came here to get what? Get tested.
Right.
Some people
don't
learn that part of life.
They don't.
Wealth is a knowledge, huh?
money's the mindset.
Where you go, good? You talking a lot of shit right
Hey, I'm just saying it like this, because look, we all religious.
Right.
But look, I'm just saying, we all know we came here to get tested.
Right.
Some people in their lifetime ain't never see wealth. It takes one nigga to say, I think I could do that.
Yeah.
All right.
I probably do it
Exactly.
better than
Right.
him.
That's exactly
But
it.
if I get people around me that encourage me,
Just
which
think
our
about
people kind of don't do that.
Right, right. In the
You're not playing
beginning.
sports? Oh, shit, I don't know how to do that.
Right.
I'm going to help
Yeah.
you.
Right.
But it takes just one nigga to say,
I'll do
maybe we could do a podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no polys out there doing it like this, but
Right.
100%.
maybe we. But look, what I'm trying to get to is it's dope to see you in these rooms, in these conversations.
We never thought we can go in there, cousin.
Now we have someone we can talk to that's
Right.
like, "Lummy,
Yeah.
we want to set up this type of business. What
Right,
do we
right, right,
need?"
right, 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 right.
Yeah.
That's one of us.
That's one of us.
Yeah.
No, but that's the big thing, though, cousin, of having them here on our podcast.
Come on.
Is that we want to show the. I mean, he's already been known, but what I'm saying is just what we talked about, like how you say, cousin, is that now the number one thing hard for us, cousin, is believing that we belong somewhere. Because and that's what he's trying to teach us is that if you just believe you belong, you already beat
First step.
80% of the fucking competition.
That's exactly
because 80% of the competition is looking at you saying you
He
don't
can't do it.
You don't belong in here.
And where they at? They sitting on their couch.
So that's what I'm trying to say, cousin. So like you
Yeah,
said,
come on.
it just takes one crazy motherfucker to do this crazy shit, and then it becomes the new normal.
Look, I'm just saying like this because all of us, look, we seen our dads work hella hard.
Man, come on, man. Y'all did the whole life.
I'm gonna say it like this: my dad worked UTA, retired,
right.
and I thought that was honorable. I thought, oh, look, I'm not smart, but if that's what's the honorable thing to do, to stay with a company
Right.
that might not give a shit about you,
Right.
Yeah.
but you stayed so long that you retired that they're just gonna pay you till you die.
Right.
That was like an honorable thing for me.
Right. To stay, loyalty to that company.
But
hell
but
no, you can't do
look,
that shit now.
We in America,
Yeah.
There's so many opportunities, but our parents didn't know that.
they didn't know that part.
They just knew I'm working. This job hired me. It's gonna,
Son, if you're not a doctor or a professional athlete, just stay at your job
Right.
and retire and be good.
Yep.
What a crazy mindset, huh?
100%. 100%.
but that's what he's trying to teach us, cousin. Is that that's what they knew.
Yeah.
But they brought us out here to what? To learn what the fuck they learn and do the same shit, or learn something new and fucking move on.
Yeah.
Look, that,
So that's what I'm saying. Too many of us came here and said, "Well, my dad did this. I'm gonna do the same," and which is cool. But your dad didn't bring your ass out here to do the same shit he was doing.
that part.
His dream was, no, son,
100%.
take what you learned from me and conquer the world.
100%.
Hey,
That's
see,
what I'm saying.
It just ties right back into religion because we believe he brought us here for what?
A reason.
To be the same how we were over there?
No, fuck no.
To be an entrepreneur,
That's what
to
I'm
do
saying.
new shit.
That's
to-
Venture out. Yeah.
this is the promised land.
100%.
But
But let's get back
yeah,
in
come
there,
on.
cousin.
Yeah,
I love
my
it.
bad.
I love it. I love
we,
it, man.
we had you. We put your name on our Instagram.
come on. I got
We said we had you on for the night.
Got questions?
The only question
Yeah.
that I got was from Johnny, and he said who's faster, and I told her ass that Lime is faster than you. So stop it, Johnny. You were never fast. But yeah, let's see what the people got to say.
Oh
cousin.
man, okay. Let's go through some of this.
Yeah, we'll just go through some of it, and then we move on to part of the show.
Give me the hard ones, man.
This is part of
Oh,
the show.
shit, okay.
Give me the hard ones.
Just read them, cousin.
Okay, I'll
Throw 'em
just
out
read them.
there.
I'll just read them. Will he build a custom home for his family in the near future?
All right. Hi, Anna. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's the plan, man. That's the plan. I mean, the plan is, again, I'm not here to just retire, one person or my parents. I will, and I can. But I'm here to retire all of them. Everybody.
But let me give you your props right now before we move on to the next question. retiring your parents is the most honorable thing we can do as kids. And I know a lot of culture don't believe in that, but especially in the Polynesian culture, it's one of the most.
It's a dream.
Man, I'll cry up talking more because to me they're the one that sacrificed the most.
Yeah.
So to us, it's only right for us to look at them and say, Mom and Dad, malo,
Yep.
I'll carry on from here.
And you know what's crazy about that? Like while we're talking about it, if you were to ask, like I know this, right? Because I've asked them, like if you were to ask your parents or your grandparents, like, what do you want me to do? They would tell you to retire everybody else. You know, retire the family.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't lying.
They wouldn't say retire me.
Yeah.
Get
Definitely.
They're the last person that would ever
They'd say
think
retire the family.
But that's why it's the most important thing. to
Yeah.
take care
And so, and granted, I'm gonna do both.
Man,
Right?
yeah, you're doing.
We will do both.
That's
right?
why. Hey, that's why we love you, man. Thank you for coming on here.
Yeah.
But go ahead. We're gonna get more into that.
Who gave him down payment money on his first few properties?
Really good question. So I actually raised it from family and friends. So my first few properties were from, well, one, I took out a loan, right? Because I do creative finance. A lot of people think that you have to have like seasoned money, tax income. You don't have to do any of that if you can do a seller finance deal. But you know, that's a game that, you know, y'all can DM me, like we can talk about it because that's a whole other thing. But my very first few properties was debt. Like I just pulled out a line of credit, and it was family and friends. So that's who gave me the first few dollars of my, and
Damn.
all y'all could do that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
That's
saying.
dope.
I
That's
started
dope.
from a position of just like everybody else.
I need help. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
So I went
crazy.
and got debt because I couldn't find it because I didn't have the cash. So I took out a loan. Luckily, if you have money on a loan, you can buy an asset when it's creative finance, and I did. And then if I wanted to buy another one, I ran out of money, so I used it for my family. And then after that, I learned how to do it over and over. And now I use other people's money. Now I use strangers' money, you know?
Wow.
That's not an entrepreneur. I don't know what.
I don't know what's. Yeah, better listen. Turn your TV
Yeah,
up.
leave.
man.
Yeah, turn it up. All
Go
right.
ahead, cousin. We'll go through a few more.
Vision or future for Elkridge? Is it just volume up, or will there be diversity in the portfolio?
What does that mean by Elkridge? What is that? Oh, you're talking about your business.
Company, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the town.
No. So that's the reason it's called Elkridge is because that's where I met my wife.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah.
our logo is these two next door.
Hey.
Because I met my wife in Elkridge when I got home from a mission. She was my next door neighbor. So that's why the company's Elkridge Management. This is an Elkridge Management company. So
Hey, we gonna drop the
Tony,
link.
I'm gonna just say this, love me.
Hey, that's hella tight. Don't
That's
it?
dope. Man. I like. Okay, look, bro. Okay, that's what's up.
So
Well,
Elkridge
okay,
company. But the I mean we're already divesting. So like we're buying like this last 3 months we've bought in like 4 or 5 different states. And so we're growing. Right now I think we're in 10 states total. And so I at least have
Let me get 3, dog.
Hey.
Real, huh?
Hey, like, good. That's the
But-
man.
Yeah, goal is though. I mean, it's hard because like my goals. Whenever you talk about my goals, it's really my purpose, right? And I've talked about that. I'm
Right.
trying to retire everybody, and so that's so
Purpose is always bigger. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
yeah.
Go ahead, cousin. One more.
Can I borrow 20K?
Somebody asked him that.
What answer that? That guy 808.
Shit, tungaiku.
He said no. I'll answer for him.
Okay, look. But let me. Since
Show me a plan. Show me
Hey,
a plan.
since we're questions, let me ask you this. With what you do, is it profitable for us, our people, to buy a house, or just rent for life?
Really good question. I think that everybody should buy a house. How they buy it is going to be different. So what I mean by that is, and this is the game that they don't teach you in schools. That
Right.
you can't
Come on.
find,
Shoutout.
That's exactly
can't find in our community, right?
Come on.
But you can essentially buy a house on a like for example, you can buy a duplex, right? And you can live in one side and you can rent out the other. And typically in a good market, if you can find the right deal, the rents of other people will pay for your mortgage, right? Or you can do it to where you go and buy a rental house, you flip it into an Airbnb, that makes enough income to pay for itself and your rent, right? So to that end, it's actually better to rent because you want
Right.
to cash flow with the home you own. Does that make sense? And so that's why, like, some of these questions are very case by case.
see what
It's hard for me
Right,
because
right,
I know what I know. It's hard for me to answer that question.
No, it makes
You know,
sense.
a lot
It
of
makes sense, though.
I'm
yeah,
trying to
bro.
simplify to
Right,
simple.
right.
It's going to be depending on how you buy. So to answer it, yes, you should buy. Should you live in it? That's what's the question. Right?
Hey, but just owning it, that's the
100%.
asset, right? Like,
Yep.
this is mine, and
Just
it's just
owning
going to
it.
go up,
Yep.
right?
Right.
Yep.
Not only that, but owning something is always better than renting.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's yours.
Yep. And listen, there's a lot of OGs that came over here, bought their house 30 years ago, and they're living in Rose Park. The house has been paid off for 30 years, right? Knowing how to leverage that equity to then go buy something else for them, for you, cash flow those assets, you can retire your parents.
While you living in a
look,
house that's
you can do
paid
it.
You
off.
just gave like the game on how it kind of worked. Look, how many times have you done that?
Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds.
Hundreds.
You got to, cousin.
That's literally how you do it. Like our next house that we're getting ready to go into right now, I'm actually going to rent because all of the property and assets that I own are create a surplus to where I can essentially live wherever I want for free.
And they'll just pay it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Pay it all
And
up,
it's cheaper now because nowadays, if with interest rates
Right.
where they're at, rent is cheaper.
Right. That's
than-
what I'm saying. That's exactly
cheaper
what I'm
than
going
buying a
with.
house.
Exactly. Now.
So I can go rent a 7-bedroom apartment in the same area, the house next door. I'm going to pay more if I buy it. Why would I do that? Instead, go buy Airbnb, cash flow that, move into the 7-bedroom
Right,
to
let that
rent,
pay that.
and that pays for that. Why wouldn't I do that? You know what I mean? And I'll tell you why. Because people have this idea that buying a house is like wealth. It's not. It's
Man,
playing the
really?
money game.
Come on.
It's playing the money game. That's what it is. And the game's always changing. It used to be a sign of wealth and status to buy your own home and live in it. It isn't anymore.
Not it.
You gotta buy. You gotta buy passive cash flow assets, right? And it's just a game within the game. So that's why I answer that question that way, because it's very.
Nah, it makes sense because when I was talking to one of my friends does real estate, he was saying that he goes, the biggest downfall with us is that we buy our first home and we think that's our dream home.
We just
he
stay
said
there.
he says your third home or your fourth home should be your dream home.
Yep.
Because you're buying these homes to make sure that you can build your dream home.
100%.
But he said a lot of us buy our first home and we think that's it.
Yep.
I'm here. This is what
We
I'm
made it.
But that's a bad mindset to have, right?
Well, and what I will say too is that's a mindset that's come from our ancestors, right?
Right.
That's been, and I'll say this: buying a house for our grandparents, that was a huge deal.
It was. That was honorable. Right.
And it was just different, right? But now, like, that can't be the standard.
Nah, hell no. I'll buy a house. You move in with me.
Oh, yeah, you ain't lying.
Like, we can't let our grandparents' ceiling be our ceiling. In fact, that's our floor, right?
Right.
Our grandparents and
If that's your
parents'
ceiling,
is
yeah,
our floor.
you went
what I'm saying?
backwards because that should be your floor. You should be stepping on that.
We talked with Michelle, the realtor.
Right.
We talked about that part a little bit. And like just what you said, bro, like understanding how to flip a home was not common knowledge.
100%.
And especially to our people, being new immigrants in
To
the
the
country.
world.
We don't
Yeah,
know.
right.
We don't know shit about that. But look, the Palangis was like, hey, yo,
Yeah.
if you buy this one, I can help you buy this one.
Right,
and then
right.
You rent. But I'm just saying it's tight to see where you're at and the knowledge that you're giving our people now. Like, hey, look, we could do this.
Yeah.
This is what they've been doing. We
Right.
just
We're
trying
just-
to-
Yeah, he's
We just showed up.
yeah, real talk.
we climbing up the ladder
Yeah.
though. You
Real
know what I
talk.
mean?
Yeah.
This is America's been running forever, and we just showed up in 2025. It's
Exactly.
crazy. It's like, man, we have been disconnected for so long.
Like we not like them, but look, we got people
It
in
took
here
one
now.
year to get up there and say, look, now all of us
His
want to.
grandparents came. Look, that's like 2 generations right there. We understand that part of the world.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's tight though.
Yep.
But anyways, yeah, look, we're getting close on our time. We're gonna move on to our culture question.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Everybody that comes on our show, obviously is culturally rooted, so we try to hit them with a culture question. I know y'all been making fun of it, but we're gonna get better with the culture question. But I'm gonna keep it original right now. But
Don't hate.
all right, Lami, what is one thing about the culture? I know we talked about a lot of things already about it, good and bad, but what is one thing other than what we talked about your culture that you love and appreciate? And what is one thing about the culture that goes on, Lami, that you don't really mess with?
Yeah. So should I start with the good or the bad first?
It's up to you.
Wherever.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said,
I feel like we talked a lot about it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
So-
But what's one thing in the culture that
Yeah, I think, one thing I'll say about we'll start with bad, we'll end with good.
Okay.
Right. And so I think, one of the and I feel like I've said this, but it's just important to say, like, we just need to stop telling ourselves that we don't belong. We need to stop pretending like we're immigrants. Like we
Stop thinking like
immigrated.
that.
We immigrated. And let me be real.
sucker.
Our
Yeah.
grandparents immigrated, right? But they immigrated so that we could have a
have to
seat at
be-
this table, right? And we, for lack of a better term, we just fall into this immigrant mentality. Like we just think that we don't belong,
never
we
do
don't-
it.
or we didn't deserve it. It's like
Or fear.
they did the hard part. They got us.
We ain't
What are you scared
Last
of?
time I checked, your birth certificate is American. You know what I mean?
act like it. Come on.
You are American, right? And there's pride in that. And there's a reason for that, right? So get rid of this immigrant mentality that you don't belong, that you think that you
Right.
can't have a seat at that table.
Right.
And realize, and this is the thing that I love about our culture, and I've said this and I'm gonna reiterate this. We were built for this. Where our grandparents came from and the things that they did, like there's no way you can
Right.
win.
Right.
Like you just have to try. You have to use all of the tools, the gifts that our grandparents gave us that of where we come from and apply yourself, right? And it's like we are such talented people. We're bright, we're smart, we're athletic,
We have everything.
we're likable, we're
Real talk.
lovable.
Right.
Like, we have everything. And I don't say that like flaunting, and I feel like everybody can say that about their culture. Not like it's different with us.
With us.
It is very different with us.
We humble,
You go
it's
to any
hard.
room and you see a Polynesian in that room. Promise you, people will gravitate to him. I promise you. And that's a gift. That's a gift. It's a natural gift.
Come on,
You know?
now.
That's a gift.
So again, like forget this immigrant mentality and remember that we belong. Not only do we belong, but we were built for this.
Take over.
We were built for this.
Hey, we taking over. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, cousin.
All right, Laman. If you had to name one thing from your culture, bro, one thing of being Tongan that makes you you, what's that one thing?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think one thing that has made me me is like I don't ever feel like Lame has done anything. Like I genuinely feel that like the Kinikinis have done something. And like I represent
Last name.
I
boy.
represent the name on my back. You know what I mean?
That's
and like
big.
that's been one of the greatest identities that's carried me is like I genuinely, authentically in anything that I do, and I don't know many people that can say this, like I feel the weight and pressure and the support of like my community. Like I feel like there's a sense of obligation that I have that's different than the next guy
Right.
for me.
Right.
And that's why I'm out working. I really feel that. I really feel like I have to do this for us. Not for me, for us, right? And like that's what I love about our culture, right? And I feel like I sometimes get sad because I hope and pray that my kids feel that same obligation, right?
It don't end with me.
And I don't know if they will, frankly, because half of them is going to be Palangi. That's the truth, right?
Right.
But like, I also have a strong belief that like, that's not their mantle. That's my mantle, right? Like I'm the one to change it all for everybody. And I just gotta carry that, and I'm okay to, and I embrace it, right? But that's the one thing I love about my culture is like, I'm not doing it for me, I'm doing it for us. And I recognize that that's my mantle. That's my mission. So
Hey, nah, that's dope. though, 'cause
Say,
I like that because you're right, man. Like to us Polynesian, our last name's everything.
Everything.
And it's because that's our ID. When any kid be like, what's his name? And you can tell them your first name, but what's the last name? And you tell them the last name. Nah, everybody connects to him. Oh, what? Kinikini?
I know that
Does he-
family,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So to me, it's like, yeah, our last name means everything. So I think it's dope that you said that.
yeah.
You said it's that Kinikini last name. Because y'all deep.
We never heard
That's a
that
lot.
one.
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So it's the
I like
first,
that.
but
Oh, yeah.
but it's real though.
Yeah.
It's authentic
Yeah.
because us as polys, we love that. Go ahead, shoot my man.
Obviously, you served your mission, right? In Ghana, right? Ghana.
Yeah,
So you seen that culture out there.
Yep.
All right. So my question is, if you were to, and there's plenty of other cultures out there, if you can grab one thing from another culture and adopt that into the Tongan culture, what would that one thing be?
This is easy. It's a great question, by the way. The Jewish community
Ooh, I knew it.
is one of the most wealthiest communities in the world. And you know why? It's because they band together. And you could say the same thing about the Indian Middle Eastern community.
They look
right?
out for each other.
They look out for each other, right? They never spend individually. They spend as a group, right? It's why when they go buy a house, they buy a big house because they all put their money together and they buy the house, right? If you have somebody that, needs to, like if you're trying to build a house, one of them will go start a carpenter company. Another will go build drywall. Like they all work together. Imagine how many of all of our community, how many uncles you have in Yate? They all do the same
They
thing.
can all
Man,
do.
line.
They can build everything.
Imagine
If they
if we
came
all came
together.
together and
Why
we started.
don't
You
we
do
do
the
that?
drywall. You do the
Because he talked
cement.
about it. It's
Why-
that limitless mindset, man. It's like I
want
don't
the
want
money,
him better
so
than
bad.
right.
I don't want to share with you.
Right.
Why didn't we have tees up custom builds?
Everything.
It's like, hey, Shana, you bring your cement, you bring your drywall, you bring your glass, you bring your landscape. Let's
Plumbing,
build this
electric.
house. Exactly. We have so much skill sets, but like
They don't think like that.
they don't think like that. Jewish people do. They do. They do.
yeah.
They band together, and it's like, man, we're all living together anyway. Why not just put
Yeah,
your
you ain't
money
lying.
together in businesses and start building something? You know what I mean?
Hey, but you're right. Them Jewish
It's like,
people be running.
man,
things.
and like, and I get it, business and family sometimes doesn't mix, but that's a limiting belief, right? It's like, it's a limiting belief. And like, it's hard to do because we're naturally selfish, right? And like, as giving as we are, sometimes it's hard for us to see the bigger picture and the higher purpose of what it is to share and to give, right? Because oftentimes we're giving money, which is temporary.
Right.
Why are we not giving knowledge? Why are we not giving?
Uh-oh.
Hey, okay, I'm about to say something that
ahead.
will
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that is one thing that our community grossly lacks and is stingy about is like knowledge.
Right.
It's
Learning
so
something
weird.
new.
When something
No,
it's
you ain't
like,
lying. Learning something
when
new.
they make when they make money, it's like they keep it. It's like suddenly it's like gatekeep.
Right.
Like and I could name some names right now.
Don't do it now.
It's gonna stop. It's
Don't
gonna
do it
start
now.
some drama. But I just know that there are Polynesian families that learned a trait that made them money, and they gatekeep the hell out of it. And what they realize, what they don't realize, right, is that they made less money.
Right. They would have made so
They-
much more
they
if
would-
they were just the fucking.
It's the abundance mentality. And it's so ironic because of how giving we are of temporary things. But you said it. Money's cheap. It's easy to give, right? My time, my knowledge,
It's very
that's
expensive.
valuable. What I know how to do, that's valuable.
Come on.
We're as giving as we are, we're stingy about the wrong thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, and so that question right there is like,
Dang.
bro, I could start an entire custom building real estate company from the ground up and make millions of dollars with the amount of uncles, cousins, aunts that are in that field. Why it will never work is because of this mental roadblock, like limiting scarcity mindset. They're gatekeeping the most valuable asset. And in my Instagram is a prime example. I have hid nothing. All of my game, everything I've built,
on
every
there.
strategy,
No, yeah, hell yeah.
everything I've said.
Hell
You
yeah.
go on my Instagram, it's all there. It's
all on.
It's all there.
Free game.
And that's how I've made my money. Right? It's like you give.
Sharing.
Sharing
and it
is
comes
caring
back in
now.
abundance, man. It really does. That's the abundance. You study any billionaire, they're going to tell you the exact same thing. They're going to tell you the same thing because it's a real principle. So
Hey, look. Where my camera at? Fanongo Hoteringa.
Yeah, you went.
Hey, Lamed was just dropping some game right there.
Listen your ass.
And that's what we fucking lack. That's what we suffer from. Is that you learn how to do this one way, and I learn how to do that one way, but we don't want to show each other how to do it. You want to learn it your own way. When I can help you.
Yep.
You feel me? And it makes sense. So look, you go here. You heard it here first. Coach Root is going to be the first construction company that's going to have everybody doing it. You don't need to call 10 other companies to come build your house. Culturally, we were going to pull up, and we already got people that learn how to do everything. That's what we're going through. Thank you, Lami, for doing
Hey,
it.
I like that though. I've always
Thanks, Lama,
thought
for
about
paying
that.
for everything.
Thank you, Lami, for sponsoring this.
But hey, them Jews though, I always waited for somebody to say that, and you're the first one to say
Yeah.
it.
Right. Real shit, cousin.
They just
That's what
understand
we do on
money,
here.
and it's not like no.
It's not bad. We're not
Price
saying
is
it's
this, that.
right.
All right, do it. We
We're not
already know
saying
what
it's
it is.
bad for you to keep the money you work hard for. But what I'm saying is for you to gatekeep
There's a better way.
a certain way when you can look at your brother and say, look, if I just show him this little thing, his whole movement be different, the whole company be, and for you to gatekeep that little thing is wrong, man. Especially when you know where we came from. We're supposed to help each other. We did that in the island. Now you come to America and you don't let that hold you, a little couple hundred, when we could have made up a million.
An AM.
You know what I'm saying? So again, thank you, Lami, for sponsoring. Nah, just kidding. But hey, but what I'm saying though, we get back to it, man. We have a game where we called
Let's run this.
rapid fire questions.
It's rapid fire, but it's hella long. It's
Yeah,
slow.
so we throw you questions and you can
Okay.
do like example. I would say Lupulo Lusipi.
Okay.
And what would you say?
Pool.
Okay. See, so
Lou.
we're gonna get into it. So
Can't lose.
but my question is gonna be kind of hard. My question is kind of off, but no, actually, I'll just throw it off right here.
Yeah, go.
All right, if you would go to a luau and had a table full of all the Polynesian food there is you ever think of, and you had your plate, in the end when you're sitting down on your table, what is on your plate?
So that's real easy. So
Oh, man. That's easy.
real easy.
What we
Okay.
got?
So half the plate is just pigskin. It's just pigskin and Lou. Pigskin and Lou. That's it. And then I have a couple otai. That's it. Like that's my game right there.
The crunchy
That's my
skin?
game. Yes. Yes, you know what I'm talking about.
Hey,
Crunchy,
fresh right off
there's
the
a,
pig.
and there's a little bit of fat
Fat
on
in
it.
there.
Little bit of fat on it.
With
Like
that Ludo?
easy.
Lami, that's some fob shit when you like the skin. That's some fob shit. I ain't gonna lie.
Like a fight, come on, nigga.
Hey, not even the big meat. He just said just the skin. And then some.
Hey, that's the OGs that you know. Full all day, the skin. Like,
Big skin as a chaser. Yeah, what the?
That's it.
Okay.
That shit is just the skin and Lou, man.
okay, look, folks. He's talking, folks. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right, let's do the Polynesian Mount Rushmore. Who would you put on yours, Lami?
Ooh.
And that's anybody. That's
Yeah.
musician. That's athlete.
Yeah,
that's,
any Polynesian,
any
but who's your four?
Man, you know, it's like straight up off the back of my head, it's all my family.
I knew you gonna say that.
Yeah, like it's all my family.
Mom,
But like,
dad, grandma, grandpa.
yeah, but if I didn't say them,
Right.
okay,
Yeah, there you go.
So I would put, and maybe I'm biased because some of these are, people that I'm close with that I think are making waves.
Okay.
I think Doug Fiafia would be there.
Ooh.
Damn, all right.
Okay.
Shout out Doug. We love Doug.
Yep. I think Kalal Wolfgram would be there.
Okay.
Right. I think how many? 4 or 5? How long is
There's
this?
four.
Four.
So two more.
I think I'd have to put my dad there. I know he's family, but like
No.
What he
Hey,
did.
hey,
First doctor.
100%.
Come
Come on now.
man.
Come on now.
I'd have to
Some
put my
respect
dad
on
there.
his name.
Yep. And honestly, I feel like if you talk to Kolal, he'd probably say his dad instead of him. You know what I mean? So, but some of these OGs, and then oh man, that's really hard. Like, there's some people I want to say, but then I'm like,
Yeah.
like, because I don't really know them, because there's a lot of people
all
that
right.
have put our family on
Right.
the map,
That's what I'm
right?
saying.
Hey, it's all good.
That have put our people on the map. I think The Rock is one. Come on.
I mean,
I sometimes I have my hesitancies with him. You know?
Right.
But like,
right.
'cause I don't really know him like that.
Hey,
So-
but I'm just saying, to
well, hey, we would be there if he was talking, but I was just kidding.
hey, but
like
I
that.
could do it for you guys. Hey, but to be honest though,
They do this because they're going to this.
to be honest though, as that like in the world, he The Rock.
No, really.
Hey,
He's put us
come
on, the
on,
map.
dude.
He's
Like, you know what I
recognized
mean?
our people, right?
He's nationwide. Like people know
100%.
him worldwide. Like,
100%.
it's crazy.
And that's why I would put him. But I just trailblazers, right? People that have done things that I think are historic and in the journey of our community. Like those are the people that are put on that. I
like that.
So,
Okay.
Hey,
Go ahead,
yeah.
shoot, man.
yep.
biggest regret?
Biggest regret? Honestly, and this might sound weird, my biggest regret is not betting on myself sooner. Right? Not doing the thing
Being
that I
afraid
was
to be
always
in that
afraid to
room.
do sooner. Right? And that dates back all the way to high school. Right? Not taking that job earlier, not doing this, right? Because you thought you were too cool or you're too scared, whatever reason. Right? Just not doing it sooner.
Okay.
It's my only regret with my marriage. Should have married her sooner. Should have married her sooner, right? So,
Forget Snow College.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I got one.
Go ahead.
What's better to be? A good guy or a nice guy?
Good guy.
Why?
So nice guys, they always do finish last, right?
Hey, he for real.
Hey, we don't
He for real.
finish last over
He for real
here.
right now.
Hey, there's a lot of nice guys that are crooks, right? There's a lot of nice guys that are crooks, man. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, never compromise your morals, right? It's always better to be a good guy than
Why?
to be a likable guy.
Facts.
It's always be better to be a good guy than a nice guy, right?
Right.
Sometimes being nice and being likable are tools used to deceive, right?
Uh-oh.
Being nice, being likable, oftentimes for people that are, of malintent, like they use those tools.
Right.
You can't fake good. You can't fake
Everybody
morals.
knows. Right.
Ooh, clip
You
that
can't
shit.
fake God.
Hey, come on now.
Being a good
Amen.
guy is.
More important than
Yeah.
being a nice guy.
And there's a lot of guys that I know that are, that are good guys that are not nice.
Right. No,
Hey,
see, that's what, right.
Good
But they're
guys.
good guys.
They won't steal from you. They won't cheat you.
Right.
They may get on your nerves.
Right.
You know what I mean? They may be hard to deal with.
They always do right
They're
by
good
you.
guys. They'll always do right by you.
And it's
right?
better to be a good guy.
Always
than-
better to be good.
I like that. Yeah, I
cousin?
like that.
Go ahead, cousin, your
Right.
turn.
Who's a poly artist that you be bumping lately? Like, who you be listening to?
Bro,
like
I'm
a poly
gonna give this guy a shout out because he probably didn't even know that I know who he is because he's kind of low key. Hiva. You guys know Hiva?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the only reason, like, I've been bumping him lately because I spoke. So I'm in the high council of my stake. I spoke at his board, and I saw him in the congregation. I was like, "Oh, bro, you in my stake? I was jamming to you like yesterday, dude." And so, he's on rocks, man. So, yeah.
He's on the come up, man.
Yeah.
He's one of those new ones.
Yep,
Okay.
Hiva, and then there's this other cat that I forget his name. I wish I would have given him a shout out, but there's a few low key artists.
Yeah, come
I
on.
have his face in my thing, but anyway.
Don't know the name, huh?
Low key artist, but like Hiva's one of them. So
Hey, that's
I
what's
like
up,
that.
man.
Hell yeah.
My question is, we always get into this debate.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he knows,
oh
he knows,
shit.
yeah.
Hell
Let him know,
yeah.
let him know.
All right, yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
And to us, we have three GOATs here.
okay.
All right. So
Stupid.
there's Michael Jordan,
Hell yeah.
Kobe Bryant,
Yeah.
and LeBron James.
Yeah, goddamn right.
Hell no.
Huh? Who is the lineman? Who is the goats of all goats out of those three?
Man, your
I
mentality.
know you a smart guy.
Your,
Lamin.
your
Don't
mentality.
remind him the mentality
No.
part.
Your-
Don't try
No.
to
the way
feed
your
him.
life.
Don't try.
No.
Don't try to. Don't try to feed him. Don't try to feed him no foolishness.
I know. Come on.
Oh
Lamin,
shoot,
come
dude.
Go ahead, love. Man, there's no wrong.
Damn.
We have answers from everybody.
Oh, for sure, man. That's such a hard one, man. Because there's so many. Like, what do you call a goat? Like, what is the characteristics of a
Lamin,
goat?
don't
right?
That's what it's up to
And
you.
that's what I'm saying, right?
Body of work.
Right.
That's what I'm
This is
saying.
Lineman's
Okay.
goat.
So,
Who was?
okay, and I'm gonna get a little like honestly, I'm gonna hate myself for saying this some days,
Oh,
right? But
yeah, it's on
at the end of the day, two of these dudes were always measured to one. One of them created the measuring stick to even
Come on.
have a conversation about it,
I like this.
right?
Kareem's not in here.
I like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh, that's
Say
MJ,
LeBron already.
dude. That's MJ.
Let me get three. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, hey,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Listen.
remember you played football, ladies and gentlemen.
he played left out.
Lamin, that's the right answer. Hell
Hey,
yeah.
but
You know what?
that's a hard question on different days.
Hey, his
I
answer's
relate with the
dope,
Mamba
though.
mentality,
I like
right? Like the king, you can't deny the king, man.
Right.
It's like statistically, he's
But the
game over.
blueprint, though. There was
Man,
one dude
There's
that.
only one king.
There's always-
Okay.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah,
But it's like so I see them all. I get it. But it's
But for you,
again, where it goes back is like, did the chicken come before the egg? He was talking about this dude before the other two.
Right.
He had like that's the measuring stick. You know what I mean? So,
I like
because I mean, think about that. Who do you know that was considered even in the GOAT conversation before MJ? Nobody, right? Nobody compares to him.
There was no GOAT.
There was
debate
no GOAT.
until MJ.
And the NBA was
And
around
then
for
Kobe
decades
came up.
before MJ.
Right.
That's my argument.
You know why? It's because they were all trash before. Anyways. That's why you got to pay better, y'all.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
That's another subject.
Yeah, he right. One more, cousin. One more.
One more?
Yeah.
One more round? All right. Since cousin asked you about music, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you were to listen to one person out of everybody you ever listened to, and their song for the rest of your life, and you can't listen to nobody else, dead or alive, who you knocking?
Artist? You're saying artist or one song?
Oh yeah, artists. Oh, we could do a song. Oh no, let's do artists.
Let's do artists.
Let's do artists.
Okay.
If
Uh,
you're just listening to this one artist, starting today for the rest of your life, you can listen to nobody else. Who is you knocking?
man, that's a good question. I'm gonna say something that like probably many wouldn't expect, but I feel like this guy covers all of the vibes. Dude, that's MJ, bro.
Michael Jackson?
Yes. That's MJ, dog.
He's the
only
dude to say MJ.
All the time, like,
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
that's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
Hey, no one said
man,
MJ.
because like, and that's why I asked, song or artist, because it's different, right?
This song might be
MJ, I mean, he got a whole spectrum, man.
Come on, you can listen to
Whole
young
spectrum.
MJ, old MJ,
Exactly.
white MJ,
Exactly.
not only black MJ.
And not only that, but he had every song that if you feel good.
Oh man,
That's what I'm saying.
You want to talk to a girl?
Yeah.
in love.
You want to eat fufu? I
break
mean,
up.
He's got all the jams.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
That
spectrum.
was
You know
first
what
for
I'm
me.
saying?
Everybody usually choose Bob.
Yeah.
But hey, look, I'm a big fan.
And love,
of
I
MJ.
love Bob.
Me too.
I love Bob. But like, listen,
Man,
the rest
I love
of your
MJ.
life,
Right.
it's gonna be the same thing.
Right.
You gonna
man.
exactly. I love that.
Hey.
Yeah.
See,
Come on.
It's like I'm telling you,
Go ahead, cousin. Go ahead, cousin. That one got me. I ain't gonna lie. That one took me out.
Me too.
Go ahead, your turn, and then Superman.
I got it if you
we'll
don't.
move on.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So if there was a train that would go back in time, and for you to do it exactly what you did, repeat, would you jump on that train?
Like to go back and do it all over
Do
again?
it all over again.
Like,
The exact same way, or would you change
Would
something?
you change
the
it?
exact
Yeah.
same way? Oh, I wouldn't change a thing.
Wouldn't change a
Wouldn't change a thing, man. And again, it's the journey. It's not the destination, man. To think that
Every little thing had to
think
happen.
that I'm gonna get there before or earlier, it's like, nah, man. I mean,
But you
depending-
taking your knowledge now, and you're going back in time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think you would do better instead of going through those steps?
So you're
saying you
Like,
don't
what
go
you
to
would've
college,
changed?
right? You know
You
your
got
wife is gonna
married.
be, you're
You would've
gonna
got
get married,
married.
but you're doing your business already.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, I see what you're saying. Maybe
Nah,
that
hell no.
changed things a little
Hell
bit.
no.
Here's the,
Hell no.
see, this is how I think though. I
Okay.
get we about to go back down black hole right now, right?
Okay.
Because like for me, I'm like, I just feel like it would be an entirely different life. And I
All these
don't-
things built
I
into
mean,
who
wouldn't
you
sit here
are.
with us right now.
Yeah, and that, like, I don't think of the world as binary. And like, when I think about alternate realities like that, questions like that, like to me, and I think about it this way in life, is it like what, like if I did something different and I built my business, would I have had Lucy, my oldest? Like, would she be the same, you know?
Those things.
And I think about that just in everyday decisions.
Right.
We think too much in a binary sense that like, man, if I would have done this, like I would have had this. No, that's not true. In fact, if you would have done this, you might have died because you know what I mean? Like, we think of it too binary. It's like the journey is what it is, and you are what you are because of what happened. You know what I mean? And that's how it is. And just because you didn't do this doesn't mean that would have been the opposite outcome. You know, it's like, if anything, the best thing that could have happened to you is what already happened to you. You know? And so we think about it too much like that. So like when I think about that, that's what I think about. I'm like, would my wife still be the same? You know what I mean? In terms of who she is
would
today.
have moved into that house if I got off my mission.
Yeah, because then you get there and it's like, say I go back 10 years, play it all over. Would I have the same life? I don't know.
Right.
Like, frankly, I love my life.
we think we would, but everything would have changed if you changed one little thing.
It would break my heart if, like, we get pregnant in this alternate reality and it's like, hey, it's a boy. It's like,
That changes.
girl, baby girl. And then at that point, it's eternal torment. Then you're just thinking about the decision you made to go back, and now you miss your family.
Yeah, it was just a yes or no question. This is a rapid fire.
That was tight though. I was in there, bro. I was in
Superman
there.
was like, it wasn't a rhetorical question. It was
Superman.
Like dumb question, bro.
Hey,
I should have asked
hey,
this
but with that same question, let me ask you this though.
Oh, shit.
If you went back with knowing what you know now, right, just like how he said, what's one business you would have started back then?
One business I would have started
Right,
back then?
with no YouTube, no Google, there was no Apple,
media.
there was no nothing.
No social
What is
media.
one thing that you know now, if you would have went back and said, I'm going to start this now because I know 10 years from now, this shit, what would it be?
I probably would have gotten into crypto.
Is that really?
I
Hold on.
always say that.
No.
Bitcoin.
Let me, can I get into that?
Jordan,
Because I told somebody I want to get into that. That shit real?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it is real. But here's the thing. Like, money is a product of demand and people and their mindsets, right? So it's real because the money's there. Does that make sense?
Okay,
Whether
okay.
it's real or not,
Okay.
Money's there.
There's
people
money
are paying
there.
for it. You know what I mean? And the market is given a demand to this thing, right? I don't understand it. I really don't.
But why that then? Because you've seen the growth in that.
Yeah, I mean, and I do think there are some very like practical applications of it, like such as like I went to go send a wire, and just literally just yesterday, and the wire didn't go through because of the other person's bank, this, that, the other. It was international, whatever. That just doesn't happen in crypto. Crypto, it's like, oh, you need money, I'll send it to you, and you go to it. You don't got to worry about it getting stolen. You don't got to worry about it. You don't got to worry about fees. Everything. Like that is the practical application of what Bitcoin and crypto is, and there's a value there, right? But regardless, right? NFTs, right? These pictures.
Right.
That's just like Pokemon cards. When we had them as kids, it was $5.99 for a pack, for the base set pack.
Now it's
That thing right now,
right.
Man,
like that's
going.
millions.
couple racks.
Right.
And so like the value, value is created by way of like demand. And so it's like whether it's real or not, it's like if people are paying for it, it's real.
demand, yeah.
And she's on the subject though. I know you're a big Pokemon dude.
Hella.
Uh oh.
Hella.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Oh, I got some bands, baby. Like,
No, I don't want to ask you what cards you got, but
Okay.
what's the best Pokemon ever?
Oh man.
Stop. Don't say Charizard because he's
wasn't
dope.
gonna say
Okay,
Charizard.
he's dope, but there's some.
All right. Yeah.
Being a fan, 'cause I'm a fan too.
that
There's
Mewtwo.
been some dope Pokemon.
Not
What's the
Mewtwo.
old- What's the
Bro,
what?
OG hands down, Blastoise.
For real?
Blastoise, baby. That's my boy. That's my B. That's my B.
You know who evolves into Blastoise?
Blastoise. Boy.
Hey, he's dope. Out of all the Pokemon,
That's it. Blastoise. Who's yours? Who's yours? Were you gonna say Clefairy?
Jigglypuff?
what you saying? Snorlax, dude. He's Polly, dude.
Your Uncle
Okay,
Snorlax?
Blastoise. Okay, that's what's up. Hey, but what got you into that a little bit? Just a little bit.
It was OGs, man.
Right.
It's like it brings back nostalgic memories.
Hey, you in line. I wish I
Hey,
could.
but I know, me too. I never knew they were worth money. Each other.
That Dragon Ball Z, it's like
Oh yeah, that's me. Now. I'm a big fan of that.
100%, man. And
What's
to me,
the
it's
new
just
anime
nostalgic.
you into now?
So I've been catching up on Naruto because I never watched the OGs, and I've been like catching up on
Hey,
it.
Naruto's pretty tight, huh?
Yeah, man.
You ever watch One Piece?
Yeah. What's that?
You ever watch One Piece?
No.
Yeah, don't watch that shit. It's whack. That shit whack.
You ever
Love
watch
it.
Baki?
I haven't
Baki,
watched many,
yeah,
it's-
Baki cool.
except the OGs, right? Dragon Ball Z, all the series, Dragon Ball, all that, and then
Naruto.
Naruto's like what I've been getting on, but
That's what's up.
then Pokemon, man, for
Hey,
days.
oh,
And Yu-Gi-Oh,
Pokemon.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I was big on Yu-Gi-Oh.
yeah. Let's trust the heart of the cards.
Yeah, Heart of the Cards.
White Dragon.
Nah, Exodia.
Exodia.
Huh? But look, we don't want to talk about
I
that.
know,
though.
look,
Let's
we're
talk
gonna
about-
go too
anyways,
far.
all right. Hey, look,
Come on.
we'll come to the end of our show. Lamin, first of all, man, I want to start this off by saying thank you, not only for coming here, but for what you're doing for the culture. This is one of the biggest reasons why we wanted to get you on here, is because, like I said before, man, you're breaking barriers, man. You're doing something that is not normal for our culture and our people. But it's great to see that because you're taking our culture to new heights. You're taking it to levels to where we had never seen it or we didn't even believe we can even be in it. So for me personally to you, man, having sons and all that, man, your story is great, man. Keep doing what you're doing because we got kids that look that are Tongans that are eventually going to try to find their place in this world, and they can look up your name and say, well, he did it and he's Tongan. I know I can sit in those seats.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's the biggest reason why we tell your story and all that. But it's because, man, like, you're Polynesians, and we want the next generation to have a Polynesian look up to and say, look, we don't just need to be football players. We don't need to just do yate. There's other shit that we can do too. And so that's for me as a dad and as a pod, man. I want to thank you, man. I want to give you your flowers. We love Doug. Like I said, I mentioned Doug because he's one of those that made it possible for us to look at and say, damn, we could be in rooms like that. So big ups to you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Blessings to you, Lame. And yeah, man, thank you, man, for coming on here, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, real fast, man. Look, Lamin, this should have happened a long damn time ago.
Right.
He tried.
Yeah, I know. We tried.
Hey, man, look, man.
Damn.
My service, I was in Tonga.
Malo TJ, but look, we here now. Look, we should just name this part Roses because this is where we just want to give it to you. Toko, don't give it too late. This is what we love about the show, bro. You making moves right now, and it's important for us to show the people what you doing. Just hearing your story, how connected you are to God. Hey, if you ever hear the name Kinikini, you know it always ties back to the LDS religion, and there's a reason why. Look, the seed is growing. The seed is here. The seed is thriving.
Right.
We talk like that, but look, Malo, Toko, making these moves, making our people believe that we could be in these places, it's inspiring. And we need to share that story, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Malo.
Yeah, no, just again, going off of what he is, I love this part of the subject that we go on our podcast is just shining the light on you, just your journey, and then the courage to just come out and actually speak on it and actually push us to another heights of entering these rooms that we fear. Speaking up in that that we always clown on, but again, yeah, your flowers. Thank you so much for spending time with us. Again, tip your hat on. Hopefully, you can come back again and we run this back again and you get some of these answers correct, especially that goat one. But all
you got it right. You got it right.
All love.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
So we just wanted to say that, and the last few minutes, man, we'll give it to you, man. If you got anything else, last thing to say to the people or whatever, man, we'll give it to you, Lama.
Hey, listen, like we're blessed to be part of a community where we are royal. Like we come from kings and queens. We are kings and queens of the islands. And I don't take that lightly. And everything that I do and everything that I say, like I do my best to let people know like where I'm from, because we are one of the very few communities that like when you go and do something, like I genuinely feel the presence of my community on both sides of the veil, frankly, like supporting me, pushing me on. There's too many times in my life where I've felt like things have just come to my mind. People have just crossed my path. Like opportunities have just fallen into my lap. And like it's happened too many times for me to feel like it's coincidence.
Right. It's a blessing.
These are blessings, right? And a lot of these blessings have come by way of my roots, man.
Wow.
And that's really why I love what you guys do. Likewise, like I want to give roses right back to you. I appreciate what you guys are doing because really we have a platform and a responsibility to let people know that are watching this. Like we belong. We were built for this. We were built for this. And we come from the islands. We are kings and queens, and don't ever forget that. So,
Man, thank you, man. Yeah, so then the last part of our shows, we do a dance where you get up here.
yeah.
Hey, man, thank y'all for tuning in, man. I want to thank Lami for coming, man. Culturally
Thank you.
Rooted, your boys is out of here. We appreciate y'all, man. Off us.